Yo, what's up, everyone? This is episode 127 of the Blrd podcast. As always, we have Green Tuner.
Hello.
Creamcast.
Hey, what's going on?
Dark Side.
Yo.
And myself.
Yo, and that's everybody.
I was gonna give him respect this time.
Better than you, and you know it.
Fuck that.
Baby. The Ed Underground. How you guys doing?
Ed Underground still in hiding
Mhm.
and on the run. We wish him well.
He's on the run from the federales.
Yeah,
Undisclosed
from
location.
Gotham Police. I mean, it's hard being a vigilante out here in these streets. Bro.
What?
What?
Would you? Yeah, that's what I said. What'd you just say?
It's hard being a
vigilante.
Ed's saying
vigilante.
Yeah.
No, he didn't say. No, he didn't say vigilante.
That
What did he say?
The what that he said in my response to what did you say? He was just buying time because even in his mind, he was like, "I know I just fucked that up."
Vigilante. That's what I said.
He's like, in his mind,
he just
knew.
said a non-word. Is that what happened?
No, that's not a word. It's hard being a vigilante in these streets of Gotham. So you gotta.
No, he said.
be
I think he
careful.
said vigilante.
Yeah.
Vigilante. I'm like, what's a vigilante?
No.
Are you vegan now? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Huh?
Vegan now? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
No.
Okay. Well, what I was gonna say, Ed, is if it's hard for you to be a vigilante in Gotham City, you're clearly not Batman, because right now Batman's comfortably sitting behind a chair in a monitor with no worries. Whoever he may be, I don't want to out, man.
Yeah,
But
Well, I mean, I am in a chair.
Center.
I am in a chair, and I am in front of a monitor.
Right. Yeah, as you said, you are on the run. You're sweating it right now.
Yeah, I don't want to like out
Batman doesn't
myself.
sweat it. Batman doesn't sweat it at all.
I'm not sweating. I'm just saying that
Yeah,
I'm in a chair
certain people.
in front of a monitor.
I'm just saying that. One's a professional. With a cave.
Yes, I am.
And he might be in that cave right now, podcasting somewhere. Who knows? But
I'm in a Batmobile right now.
Definitely not. You're in. If you're in a Batmobile, it's the most inconspicuous. Or it's not inconspicuous. It's very conspicuous.
Low key.
It's not low key. It is a
Low key.
Is a white refrigerator box with wheels. So I don't think you're gonna be fighting crime in that thing. But hey, you know what? To each their own. At least you have lights on the bottom, right? So I mean, when Gotham,
stray cats strapped to a device.
Two cats.
Yeah.
Cats.
You have two cats. Yeah, you have two cats strapped to the bottom of your vehicle.
I think I do.
Yeah, so one of the cats is not acting right. Is absolutely insane. What's going on with that underground?
These animals had a maneuver.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, so obviously this is not part of our usual day of podcasting. We usually try to hit it on Wednesdays, but Darkside had other plans in mind for us. Canceled on us on Wednesday, and we weren't even gonna do this. Green Tuner was dropping a big Ed. Ed was dropping a big Ed. Everybody was doing everything else on Friday, but we decided to, come together and give you guys the usual fare, just not like on our typical Wednesday. So it's all good. I'm happy that you guys were able to make it. Actually, kudos to Darkside. Even though he messed up our schedule, he came back. It's like bringing the Beatles back together. I mean, he was working hard. Calling Green Tuner in the background, messaging him. Green Tuner was leaving him on red because Green Tuner was busy doing something, God knows what. Ed Underground wasn't keeping up with the conversation, so we had to fill him in every 5 minutes about what was going on. But yeah, Green Tuner.
It's hard.
I'm not
handling in these professionals, but
yeah,
I mean that's life. That's life. I mean, this is not some fly-by-night podcast operations. This is a major, organization up there with the big dogs. So I mean, a lot of egos, and you gotta be able to communicate with them. So I appreciate you guys all coming together.
It's like it's
usual.
Joe Rogan, and then like right underneath him, like if you look, you don't have to look too hard, but if you look down at the list of podcasts, we're right underneath Joe Rogan.
We usually go back and forth. We usually go back and forth.
Yeah, it's usually
Back and forth, yeah.
Yeah, everybody calls him Joe. You know what I'm saying? We just call him Jay, Jay Rogue. You know, the Rogue man.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, like it's friendly competition, so it's all good. But without further ado, hey, you know what I'm saying? I know this is late for us. Ed is doing something weird with his backgrounds. Congratulations. So let's just start. Let's just get right into our topic.
Oh, he's getting banged by some giant dude.
Yeah,
he's getting re-urinated right now.
The guy in the
thumbs up
background,
from that guy.
No,
Yeah.
this
Must be a
picture
tight
that you
He says
see.
to be giving the
Yeah,
thumbs
A
up.
plus bussy.
That guy looks satisfied. Is very satisfied.
He's
Yeah.
super
this-
satisfied. He's like,
this
man,
picture-
that was 1 in a million.
Yeah, this
This
guy.
picture you see is one of my my spirit animals, basically.
Yeah, sure. It looks like a satisfied customer. He's like, man, I'm gonna
No,
give.
bro.
He's like, Ed, I'm gonna give that business A plus. 10
This
out of
business
10.
never open.
Great service.
Never open.
All right, so let's get into some of the topics. Was there any big news this week? I don't think there was.
No, not really. I mean, I think
This week? No. Who's our news person?
I mean, it's usually all of us, but I don't think we could nothing really
crazy happened.
stood out. Yeah, I mean, we did have, it's pretty big. It was probably the biggest week for video games of the year,
Yeah.
outside of like the Game Awards, I think.
What do you mean E3? You saw about E3 didn't happen this year either?
What?
Yeah, what?
I'm a zoomer. I have no
Dude.
idea what you just described.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was crazy.
What is an E3?
E3
Yeah.
will mean nothing. Those words will mean nothing.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Not will. They currently
They are
nothing.
already meaning nothing.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
kids today, young kids, when we were hyped up about E3, kids don't even understand that hype. They don't even know what that is.
But you remember E3 back in the day too was also Electronics Boutique, right? Or no, it was EB3, right? EB3 or it was just EB. It was just EB. Jeez, I'm
EB,
getting
but
old.
eventually the gaming
Extra.
part became so big that was like their main thing, the video games.
Yeah, absolutely. E3, it's not going to mean like you give it one more generation. Maybe even this current generation, these new kids, they are not going to know what E3 is. They're not going to be hyped up when they hear E3. They're like, oh shit, like the biggest game developers, the biggest console makers, the big three are going to come in. They're going to blow our minds this year. No, it's just now you get things just kind of put out by, like the IGNs and Game Informers and so forth.
Jeff Keighley is the only reason why even all these showcases happen at the same time. I think is because Jeff Keighley is kind of anchoring this late June, July kind of E3 placeholder, because they could put the showcase, any Xbox could put their showcase whenever they want, Ubisoft could put it whenever they want, but all these like big companies are still like, I guess, hang on to that tradition, the time window, I guess. And maybe
they gotta get in before the holiday season, right?
Yeah, the holiday.
So
I think maybe kids will appreciate like the Summer Games Fest, because he's trying to make it into like a week-long event and tie everything in together.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, maybe kids are having the appreciation of that. But I never got to go. I think we talked about this, and I'd love to have gone to one of them in their hype, but
I tried to get us to go to one of these things, but it's crazy that we try. I've tried it for many years, and casual discussions like, hey guys, let's do a guys trip. Let's go to a conference. Let's do our convention. I'm sorry, going to a convention or something like that. And it's always the exact same bullshit excuses. I can't do. I ain't got money. And I'm talking to two other guys who are very well off, and then there's another one. He shall not be named.
Mark's not on here.
Huh?
Mark's not on here.
Yeah. That still leaves one person out. So, that's funny. It's like, oh, did I just leave you out of the conversation? No. But no, like every year in the past, I used to ask you guys to go out and do something. Let's go for a guys trip, but you guys never did it. And you guys see what's happening. You see that the 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 events that we loved growing up are now becoming obsolete. So, hopefully this is a wake up call to you guys that, maybe we should go out as a group and do something finally so
Yeah.
that, we can cherish these moments.
Oh, these nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look,
If they're
right
nuts
now
are
they
included,
got if you guys want to do a trip to Vegas, now we can go to the Casino Collectibles Association annual collectible show.
I'm
That's
down.
on June 13th.
I'm down for that.
Or I think I might prefer this one, the Midwest Arms Collectors Gun and Knife Show.
There you go.
I'm
June
actually
15th to 16th.
I'm actually in the market right now for a new firearm.
And it's decided.
So
Third special episode of the Gun and Knife Show will be next week. Stay tuned.
And after that, we'll show you how to make a pipe bomb.
All right.
Yep. And anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. This is exactly how you get FBI agents to show up at your house talking about Naka. I heard that you allegedly.
Well, I'm not home right now.
Well, I need you to put this. I need you to put this designer hood on your head and come with us, sir, for a couple hours.
Listen, I just have a copy of what is that one? The something manifesto with the two white kids that repel.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Thank God you didn't remember the title. Yeah, no, that's good. Green tuner is what we call a brand risk in the business. Volatile brand risk.
Yeah, very bad. Green tuner is not the person that you want to talk to if you want your brand to be safe at any point in time.
This is why I'm not home right now.
So anyways, you just lost my train of thought.
Oh yeah, we gotta
game
get
shows
together and do something.
Yeah, like I've wanted to go to like BlizzCon for years now. I know you guys don't care about.
BlizzCon's still happening, right? BlizzCon's still.
I think it is still happening. But the thing is, okay, I know you guys don't care about Blizzard games for the most part. So I'm relatively.
I like Blizzard games.
Well, I mean, we would have had Mark back in the day.
Where's BlizzCon?
Is in Santa Ana. I think Santa Ana.
Everything's in California, man.
California.
Heck yeah.
So if Mark was still with us to this day, I mean, he's with us.
Oh shit, we're dropping names.
Nah, I forget it. Like forget him. Fuck him. If Mark was still with us, yes, because I know he's a huge StarCraft fan, but I don't know if you guys are as big into StarCraft as like he was.
I mean, I like StarCraft. I just wasn't good at it, so I couldn't really like get too much into it because I wasn't winning enough. So I'm like, fuck it.
Gotcha. Now I will go to BlizzCon, and I remember when I used to play like WoW very heavily. I made plans with friends to go to BlizzCon and all this other bullshit, but then everybody like I said, everybody comes with excuses when it's actually time to put money down. Everybody's like, well, my cats are sick. I gotta fix my cats or some shit like that.
Well, let me ask a legitimate question here.
Sure.
Is BlizzCon even like relevant?
Relevant for who?
I mean, it looks like
is it happening?
It looks cool. It looks like it's more like people just
now
doing,
that they've been
cosplay.
Acquired, they've been acquired. Is there even like I'm looking up Blizzard announced that BlizzCon 2024 will not be held. The company announced. So I don't know. Blizzard so they're not even doing it. I think that has to do with their acquisition of Microsoft. And probably Microsoft was like, why are we going to spend all this money on BlizzCon? Fuck these people.
Yeah, but BlizzCon is important to people who actually care about Blizzard games. Like if you are actually if you actually partake in these games, then it's still relevant to you. Now, granted, it may not be relevant for, like the overall masses. Like I say, for like people who go to BlizzCon who play WoW and so forth, the overwhelming majority of people who go to BlizzCon, I mean, overall people that play WoW don't go to BlizzCon, but it's still I think it's still relevant. Now they do. I think they had switched before at one point a digital service or digital conference or event where they focused on the digital side of it and they tried to produce the same amount of value. And I think that's actually not too bad. But back in the heyday when these things were super popular, right? To actually go to a convention, to actually get on a flight, go there, and blah blah blah. This was hype. It was a very hype event. So that's what I'm saying. Like we're getting to an age now where a lot of things are becoming virtual and digital. Before we are all plugged into the matrix. Let's go to an event or something like that. It doesn't have to be local. Let's go. Actually, I want to be somewhere that's not local to you guys. Like let's not always go to Chicago's Comic-Con. You know what I'm saying? Like let's go somewhere else to enjoy the festivities. That's all I'm saying. Or because you don't want another E3 to happen, right? A convention that we probably would love to go to disappears overnight, So that's just my 2 cents. I don't know how you guys feel, but
Well, I mean, if you can think of
Hey, I'm
something,
down
let us
for
know.
it.
Yeah, I'm down for
Yeah.
it too.
well, I keep telling you guys, let's go to Vegas every year, or at least for the past 2 or 3 years. So let's go to Vegas and.
Well, I'm down. Let's do it.
No, you are the homebodiest of homebody MFers I've ever met. You'd be like, yeah, let's go. I'm down. And then
I told you, I told you when I went to California, I had a layover in Vegas, and I was really disappointed in the airport. I thought it was the cheapest ass airport I've ever seen.
Sure.
But I mean, I know it's designed for like get in, get out situation, but
yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm down for Sin City, right? That's what they call it.
Well, you see, you're coming from the experience. You want to,
you guys want to split a hooker or no?
Literally,
I want the full Vegas
split.
experience, baby.
Let's do it. I'm down.
I mean, we'll have Ed with us, so we will have the full Vegas experience.
Hell yeah. Actually, the trip is kind of paid for because if we have Ed there, I mean, he can work the strip and we can go out and have some fun.
That makes no sense.
True. And Ed can, through his connections, get us free ride over there too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I can get us a free ride over there too.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, more so.
Yeah, you guys,
way more so than us.
Yeah, you guys forget though, because I am someone's lover.
Yeah.
So I get the same amount of perks as Ed does.
That makes no sense because unless one of these two gentlemen is your lovers or whatever.
No. She's not on the podcast, but she's closely related to somebody on this podcast. So
that makes no sense. Explain.
Ed, no, we don't need to. I think we all know. So
yeah, we all know Ed. I don't want to explain familial ties to your family. So, but neither here nor there. Yeah, that's once again. I feel like I'm saying this again. Let's go on a trip, guys. But we'll see. Yeah, I've been trying to take you guys overseas, but none of you fuckers want to go. So.
I mean,
where overseas?
Let's
something we don't want to go. I mean, it's expensive. Think about it. You're paying for the trip itself and coming back.
Wait, seriously?
Possibly a rental car.
Oh man!
And also the hotel, and then you got to eat.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's
and underground. You going to be doing any traveling anytime soon?
I am actually. I'll be going to. I don't know if I should say where. I'm going to California for my birthday.
I was looking out for you.
And California is enormous. There is millions and millions of people. No one's gonna find you.
Yeah, no one's gonna be like at the airport, like, yo, we're LAX.
Oh, here he comes, guys.
Here he comes. There's
underground. That's it.
Of the sign.
Ed, never know.
Ed, witness me. Ed, witness me.
Witness me.
Nobody. Yeah, Ed, nobody's looking for you.
Yeah, that's cool, Ed. I mean, I guess you are the least traveled and least least vacationing among us on the regular is what I'm saying.
I've been to Canada.
I mean, I'm just saying on a regular basis. I mean, this is pretty big for you to make a trip like this because I know you talk a lot about it, but you hadn't had the time in many years to do it. So, hey, good for you. Good for you. I hope you have a good time.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you took that as a offense when he said you're the least traveled. Like that's not the absolute truth.
I travel just not to like Vegas and all that stuff. you can still travel without, going to hot destination spots. I mean, I go to Vegas, but I go to Wisconsin, Indiana. Where else?
Like I said, like I said, you're the least traveled among us. So
yes, no, guys, no, we're not gonna do this. You're right. You made a perfect point, and I wholeheartedly agree with you. Moving,
I take it all back.
Yeah.
Fucking Wisconsin. Hey, do you need a passport for that, Ed? You fucking get a visa on that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I may not, go to Tokyo and stuff like that.
Sometimes if he's feeling frisky, he goes to Ohio.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
but the Ohio Border Patrol, they sit there and be like, whoa, sir. Do you have your Chicago passport, sir? Because you can't come in here without proper credentials, sir.
What happens in Columbus stays in Columbus. That's what they say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like Civil War. It's like you from the Midwest, but what type of Midwest are you? Like, okay, but yes, Ed, you're right. You, by miles traveled, you are the most well traveled. So I hats off to you, sir. Kudos.
In sheer technicality,
sir. You do drive the most from state to state.
Technically, he does travel the most mileage wise out of all of us.
Yes, you do travel the most mileage. So
true.
Yes,
he's a road warrior for sure.
Yeah,
main character, baby.
Yeah, main character. Yeah, you tear up the miles, sir. But yeah, so hopefully we can get something situated. I'm actually gonna be leaving. I'm not going anywhere crazy. I'm going back to like Oklahoma to visit family, but I do have a wedding. My first kind of, it's still, the US, but my first kind of international, it's not really international really, because you can just get over there with a US driver's license, but Puerto Rico, I'll be going to Puerto Rico for a week, for a cousin's wedding. So, it breaks up the monotony, I guess, because everybody else, has weddings. So we're in the continental US. So,
cool.
Wait, actually, no. Yeah. I did have. Well, I went to a vow renewal in Mexico, so I was like, I guess that's the first. But no one's really doing anything too crazy. Like, hey, we're doing a wedding in, in Uzbekistan, so
Sri Lanka.
So, Sri Lanka. Like, hey, we're going to the Ivory Coast for our wedding. So, it's kind of like, it is what it is. I'll take what I can get, but yeah.
We're having our wedding in Darfur.
Yeah. We gotta have it somewhere. It's gonna be hot. Just trust me, it's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot. You better know how to duck and roll.
I was gonna say,
holy shit.
There's gonna be a lot of armed guards everywhere. Just ignore them. They're there for your safety.
A lot of warlords with comical names.
You should just introduce yourself. Go up to them and introduce yourself and tell them, where's my money?
I am Warlord Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Hey, you have a great time.
They always have the goofiest names, but they do the most horrible shit you've ever thought of.
Yeah,
they either have the goofiest name or the most regular, like average Paul Johnson.
Yeah, I was gonna say
there's like, some guys that like Steve.
General Paul Johnson.
Yeah, they Americanized their names. Like, Can I talk to Tom Jones?
Yeah.
Like, who? But yeah, nothing spicy like that. So, but no. Oh yeah, then I'll be out in Vegas this year again.
Vegas.
Yeah, so you guys
You've been in Vegas?
Yeah, I'll be in Vegas.
Black Girls Hack.
Yeah, Black Girls Hack, my wife's conference. So she'll be. I'll be there with her having fun with that. So I'll be Vegas, Oklahoma, Texas.
Damn.
Puerto Rico. So yeah, you guys won't be seeing me for a couple episodes. I'll definitely
traveling all over the place.
Yeah, man. This is the thing though. Like, I am probably the least traveled. Like, I'm definitely less traveled than the Ed Underground because I take a plane, and that compared to like driving around like nonstop, that's a totally different ballpark. So
yeah. But that's not the definition of that.
No, that's what it is. We're just gonna leave it at that.
It's in pure technicality.
Right.
Even as we speak right now, he's traveling.
He's
the man is on the job. So it's not, you can't knock it. So
he's literally adding mileage to
in a way, he is the most traveled.
He is 100% the most traveled.
right.
In the
well
most
done.
technical of ways, he's the
Yes, in the most technical, and when you win by a technicality, a win is a win. So,
Yes.
but no. So yeah, I guess we all got some travel plans. I mean, me and Ed Underground have travel plans. What about you two? You guys got any travel plans coming up? World expeditions.
Well, expeditions.
Yeah, nothing on the
No,
horizon
nothing
at the
really.
moment. Nothing on the horizon at the moment.
Okay, well, to be fair for like Dark Side, I mean, the fact that you went to California at one point is astronomical to me.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Look, I've been more world traveled as when I was younger.
Of course.
But when you become an adult and you have responsibilities and you're bad at making time for yourself and bad at planning out vacations and then you're right. You'd be surprised that I went to California.
Yeah.
But that's purely poor planning on my end. So yeah, I should vacation more. I may have the opportunity at the time, so I just don't do it. You're absolutely right. You joked about it. I'm a homebody. I am a homebody. I like the home.
You do love the home
Body.
And the bodies.
You
You like the bodies in the home.
Wow.
And the home and the bodies.
Bodies at home with home and bodies.
No, the thing is, I'm not a homebody. Just the places I want to
No,
travel.
people make a home of your body, and
just stop. You won. Just don't do this.
We're not even sure if you have a home, bud. Body. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying. That makes no sense.
You're a man on the move. The only home I associate with the Ed Underground is a black and white backdrop that I haven't seen in weeks. Yeah. So that's the only thing that Ed is. Ed is a traveling man.
Yeah, he's always on the road.
Ed is minutes from becoming a YouTuber that lives out of a Scion and like converts the inside of it to like bad and everything. Yes. Very impressive though.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
Eventually he's gonna lose touch with reality. Yep. And we're gonna see his slow descent into madness on YouTube as he's going crazy.
I mean, I hope that doesn't happen.
Someone say
I'll be the next Kanye.
I don't think we want to go that far.
No, you're not gonna bring out a bottle of Yoo-hoo?
Oh.
I don't get that reference, but
no, he actually did it. He was trying to crack jokes. Remember, he went with Alex Jones and he had like a little fishing net.
Oh yeah,
and a bottle of Yoo-hoo.
Oh god, I removed that out of my memory because that was such a bad. God, that was
so awkward.
It was really awkward, but
yeah,
that's our boy. That's our boy Kanye, straight from the shy. All right, so. We got our travel plans discussed. No new news that came out this week. Kind of a boring news. The things that we're going to discuss was kind of the news for this past week, so it kind of just is what it is. So, without further ado, let's just kind of just jump into it. Now, Dark Side. I know initially. I know. I guess we could talk about Xbox Showcase that came out.
Yeah, that was the first one. I mean, so we here the Blrd podcast, we've been talking about it since honestly, since 2019. Let's just say, the year of the Xbox has been ongoing, right?
Yes,
it's never stopped being the year of the Xbox.
Year of the Xbox.
Baby. We declared it the year of the Xbox before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they finally decided to embrace that and said, hey, let's make it the year of the Xbox. Now, I have a lot to say about this, but you guys all watched Showcase?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
They showed a lot of stuff. They did show a lot of stuff.
Back to back. This is what E3. This felt like E3 vibes. Like between Game Awards and E3. Like it was like. It was wonderful. It was wonderful to watch.
It was good, but let me ask you this question here.
Sure.
Was it good because of the situation that they were in only a few weeks ago, where they were in a bad position with a lot of bad PR? And I think they were in a must present a killer E3 situation. Yes. And if you look at the games they announced, none of them are coming out this year. Ed Underground,
most of them are coming out next year.
Yeah, most
of them are coming out.
majority is coming out next year. But let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm. Call of Duty is coming out this year.
Yes, that's the one that's coming out this
I
year.
don't
Which
agree.
one was better? Was the PlayStation Showcase better or the Xbox one?
Well, we all universally said the PlayStation Showcase sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Now, the Xbox Showcase, I mean, we'll give our blurry at the end of it, but we need to talk about it a little bit. But what I was coming down here at the start here to say was, do you think they? I mean, I will fully admit this is a stacked showcase. It was a great showcase, but the fact that a lot of these games aren't gonna be coming out feels like they were in a position where they had to overwhelm and distract, and they put a lot of information out there to show you, hey, this is all the shit we're working on,
Yes.
even though it's not going to be out in a while. I mean, some of this stuff I would definitely argue Gears of War is years away from completion, right? So, like, I mean, we're not going to see that game for many, many years. That's a hype trailer moment, right? So they put that out there just to, like, now every year for several years, we're going to be asking, where's Gears? Where's Gears? Where's Gears? They've started that cycle now. But they didn't have to put that out there. I mean, I think they were just short of putting out the new Elder Scrolls announcement to make this a complete set of things that were hyped up. Like, so this was a hype showcase for them, which is good. They have every right to do this. But my argument is that I don't think this would be as strong had they had the poor start to this year that they did, that they had to put all their cards on the table. And they did. You know, I think it was a great showcase, but when you look at the simple fact that a lot of these games are not coming out this year, maybe one or two if I'm looking at this. And then you, Ed Underground, you say, I highly doubt you're going to have next year a lot of these games come. A good portion of the smaller games will be out, but the big games, I don't think they'll be out next year for sure.
You mean you think they're going to be delayed?
I mean, you got to spread it out. I mean, even if you're like common sense, here's the thing. Let's just stop and please, Xbox, please listen. Please, when Arcane was rushed, Redfall was not ready. It was rushed, and Halo Infinite was rushed. They put out these stupid dates and they forced these developers to come out. Don't rush this shit. Look, Fable, I'm terrified. Fable, we'll give it. I mean, I know it's been in development forever, but what they showed was good. At least it's alive and well, and it's being worked on, and it'll come out. But I'm scared that game's not gonna. It's gonna be rushed because they're gonna push it out. But like,
But honestly, I think all these games that they showed, I think it's actually fine compared to, what was it, Halo and Redfall and all those other games.
yeah, but all those games looked fine. Well, I mean, Halo looked bad from the get go, but
yeah, they all look pretty bad.
No, Redfall looked pretty polished when they showed. Every time they showed Redfall, it was polished.
I didn't like Redfall from the beginning.
I mean, I didn't like it either, but it looked polished. It looked done. It came from a good studio. Every they made a whole showcase about Redfall. I remember this, and they tried to hype up Redfall. They made it very clean, and they knew at that time that Redfall was not done and it was a mess. They knew all these things, so I'm just hesitant that they haven't learned a lesson. But you know what I mean. I hope they have. So I'm just looking at these like banger list of games, and it is a banger list of games.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just scared. I think they wouldn't have put all this out there had they not had the heat on them. But they had the heat.
My only concern is Perfect Dark, because from what I recall, that's the only game that was in the showcase that had problems. Everything else didn't have problems. Fable was fine.
What problems?
Doom.
Yeah, what problems are you talking about?
Well, Perfect Dark had people got let go or fired and stuff like that, and
behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes, they started from scratch.
I mean, I think I hear stuff about that with what was the other game that has this Fable? Fable has all kinds of like leadership changes behind the scenes and direction changes behind that's why it's so delayed, because they don't know, the team that's working on that is not familiar with that, how to lead that game. So I mean, I think there's all kinds of stuff going on behind the scenes here. But Perfect Dark I would play Perfect Dark. That looked fun to me.
It looked interesting as hell.
Yeah. Interesting. I would say it looked wasn't a smasher, but it was good. It was nice.
It
seeing-
reminded me of
different.
what's the one with the chick that climbs everywhere?
Oh, Mirror's Edge. Yeah.
Perfect
Mirror's
Dark.
Edge a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing is like
Yeah.
this game, it wasn't like a smash hit, right? But it was good. It would be something that
Yeah.
I'd probably be interested in buying on sale, when it comes out, or when it comes out, then when it goes on sale for like half off, then I'll probably be interested in playing it.
Day one Game Pass, baby.
That's what I was about to say.
Hey,
Ed, hit
dude,
him.
that's
Hit
the-
him, baby. Hit
Yeah,
him, Ed.
That's the
Hit 'em.
Game Pass,
Yeah.
the power of Game Pass. Really quick, we have Bandito Mac. Thank you for joining us. Says Xbox had an actual good showing. There weren't any nukes, but they did have some good heat. Definitely better than Sony, surprisingly so, and definitely needed for them. I think Sony's not being so hot definitely helps. I have to
Yeah.
agree with that. Looking at the roster of what has been showcased, I think out of like all these games, 12 of these games are actually coming out this year. So Xbox, there was it was a larger majority that will be coming out this year than will not be coming out this year. Granted, the hottest games that people really care about are the ones that are being delayed till 2025. However, a lot of the other games will be coming out this year. This showcase felt really good. I kudos to Xbox. They definitely took advantage of a bad situation, right? With the heat from the game studios being closed down and being assimilated. Now to and even past showcases where they were below lackluster. And this is not just showcases for this current like season of games, but in just the history of Xbox overall, it's always been very lackluster outside of the main titles that made
absolutely.
the Xbox. You have your Halo, like removing Halo Infinite and some of the other Halos, but back in the day with the Halo like 2, 3, and 4 hype ups, Gears of War probably up till 3. A lot of these games were kind of like the linchpin of what made Xbox great. I don't necessarily get that same feeling from this showcase, but this was a well-deserved win for Xbox because it's taken a while for them to get back up to having some type of excitement, having a game show or a showcase that is actually worth watching. I actually watched this showcase in its entirety. A lot of times when I've gone through Xbox showcases, I'm just pressing forward. I'm just trying to get through these as fast as possible because they're just boring, or they're games like that I just don't care about. These games, for the most part, they actually kept my attention and they kept me interested in wanting to see more. One game in particular that I was like, dang, this is a new title, new IP, but was Expedition 33.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about that.
Yeah, role playing.
Which one is that one?
That's the role playing game where when the painter
turn-based RPG.
Yeah, the painter makes a number, writes a number. Anybody at that number or over, they die instantly in the world population. So they're trying to go on an expedition to find the painter to reverse this issue. Because it's Expedition 33 because that's the year that
is it a JRPG or is it a Western?
I think it's a Western one. And I don't think it's not a JRPG. I think it's just a regular RPG.
Oh yeah,
It
Max said it. Claire Obscura.
Yes.
Claire Obscura, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
I mean,
that one looks interesting. Now that
It looks
I saw
interesting.
it.
I wouldn't probably get it though, but it looks interesting. There's another game. I actually sent the solo trailer to you guys. It's another 5v5 hero shooter type game.
That looked terrible.
That looked pretty good.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you're talking
That
about-
if I had to say highs and lows, that was on one of the low. You say
Frag
5v5 hero shooter, I was like, fucking, what the fuck?
Which one is that one?
doing in here?
I forgot what it's called.
Frag Punk.
It's
Yeah, that's
it's another Overwatch ripoff, and it's
Yeah.
like coming
Use
off
cards.
coming off the dud from Sony's showcase. Like I was like, I'll fucking skip this shit. But I was surprised at Underground. That looked terrible, but I was surprised your hype level was not where it should be for Doom.
Doom.
Oh, Doom!
Yeah.
I'm extravagantic for Doom.
You say you're extravagant, but you're throwing up trailers for Fragpunk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got to get some other trailers some love, but Doom was like probably my game of
It is.
that
I mean, I
showcase.
associate it with the Ed Underground. I
I
mean,
well, not for good reasons.
not for good reasons.
Not
I mean,
for
for
reasons.
hilarious
Why?
reasons.
Hilarious,
But
yeah.
I look forward to that. Those streams are going to be fun
Yeah.
when Ed Underground
Yeah,
gets in there.
make
But
make the Ed
Yeah.
Underground streams fun again. That's
yeah,
that's
for
gonna be the
sure.
slogan for 2025.
Wow.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I remember, just as a side note, Ed Underground was so bad at Dune. We made him a bet
Whoa.
that
No. I put on the highest difficulty, and
Mm-hmm.
let's see you guys do it
yeah, I will do it
on a
anytime.
controller.
Hey, I'm not the streamer.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it was
Oh,
funny.
yeah, I'm not interested.
Yeah,
in
you're
it.
on the stream right now.
Yeah, technically you are a streamer. But no, like I remember Mark when he played it, he did it with such finesse and agility. It was super entertaining to watch him play because
Yeah.
even now to this day, you can watch his videos on YouTube,
Mhm.
and he would just blaze through levels.
Well, yeah,
and it was so
he's
creative.
using a mouse and keypad.
And then you see Ed Underground. It'd be like, have you ever seen those videos where you see somebody doing it so expertly, and then they switch to like somebody else doing it? It's like do. That's how I feel.
Oh
like
god,
Ed.
yeah.
It was
Well,
like,
yeah, he's using a mouse and a keypad. I'm using a controller, which is on like what normal settings. It's
Mhm.
mouse and keypad is a whole lot different.
to be
ball
fair,
game.
I've seen people play with controller play just as
I've
efficiently
seen
as Mark.
people play with controller extremely well.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think it might be a skill gap less than
There's definitely a skill
no.
issue there.
than
For sure.
than like
Well,
the resources that you had gap. So, but hey, whatever helps you sleep at night. But it was, to say the least, it was entertaining to watch Ed because
Yeah.
of his blunders. I remember at one time we decided to give Ed money. He said, Ed, if you could beat this one level, it was one
I
portion of a
remember this.
level.
Yeah.
If you could beat it within like the next 3 tries or whatever, or no, it was like maybe an hour, maybe we gave him an hour. Like if you could beat within an hour, we'll all donate. I think it was like $500 each.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that much.
It might be like 300, maybe like something. Like
I don't think it was that
that.
much either.
But you saw Ed's face, like literally,
Light
he
up.
locked in. He locked in immediately, and the fact that he locked in only made him play worse, which was the hilarious part.
But were you entertained?
We were entertained. Yes.
Oh yes, we were
Yes, we
entertained.
were entertained. I don't think I never ever laughed so hard at one of your streams outside of a Doom stream. So it was amazing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those streams coming back again. I wish those streams were put on YouTube because those would be.
Oh, I got them. I got them on private.
Well, the point is still the same. They're not on YouTube for us to see.
So is Doom? It's called Doom Dark Age.
Dark
it's a
Ages.
prequel, right?
Yeah.
And Dark Ages. Now,
It's supposed to be when the first Doom Slayer when we killed his demon, the god form of Demon Slayer. It's supposed to be that original form.
Original version.
Yeah, original version of him.
Is that a this year release or next year?
Next year.
Early.
That's next year.
Yeah, early. It's slated for early 2025.
Okay, now I believe that game will come out because I've heard that game is pretty much ready to almost ready to go. It's well into completion.
Yeah.
So I believe that'll be out next year, and that'll be something they can definitely. But like looking at this year, Indiana Jones is this year.
Yeah.
Call of Duty is this year.
Indiana Jones, they gave that a lot of love, a lot of time on the showcase. I was like, damn, like, is this the big game? I think it kind of.
I'm sure
it's
they're
not
paying a lot of money to Lucas.
No, the big one is the one that got
Call of Duty.
His own
a quarter of the show to itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Indiana Jones, they gave a lot of love to it.
I mean, Bandito Max.
They give it a lot of love. Yeah.
Bandito Max saying like Indiana Jones, really? Question mark. Okay, so like I mean, for me, it's a big like. I love Indiana Jones, and I was really critical of that first trailer. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it looks any better, I'll be honest with you, but I want to play an Indiana Jones video game, and so this showcase got me. I haven't done it yet. I'm looking at it right now, but I will be dusting off that controller. It's pretty dusty, but I will be dusting off that controller, and plugging in the old Series S, the console. All these games are designed to be run on. Don't buy a Series X because it doesn't really matter. You're wasting your money. They're optimized for Series S, baby.
Yeah.
If they don't run on a Series S, it ain't coming out. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, no, yeah, they got me interested. I mean, there's a lot of interesting. Heck, even Flight Simulator looked interesting to me, and I think that's the most boring game in the world.
That looked really good. I'm
all the shit they threw in there, I was like, oh, okay, like I can put out a fire. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, my dad, he is really into Flight Simulator. So for him, he's going to 100%, 110% get that.
Like
And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Mhm.
But then like when I saw all the extra things you can do in Flight Simulator outside of the Flight Simulator stuff that they did like back like old Flight Simulator stuff, it was literally just like you're flying. This one's like it has activities. I'm like, I'm a little bit interested in this. So I'm really curious. I'm really curious about this for sure.
I mean, yeah, like I didn't realize there was that much variety in that game. So it was like, damn, for sure that was a notable moment. I
Oh
mean, they
man,
had some other stuff in here.
whoa,
Oh, God.
Bandito mad. Calm down. He's like he's talking about he's Indiana Jones, really. And then talking about Flight for Simulator fan, I'm definitely familiar with. But he said happy for you though, Dark Side. That's kind of dismissive, dude. I kind of hear the tone that Bandito Mac is saying that. Like, oh, like, oh shit. Well, if you like shit, well, I'm happy for you.
Good luck with your shit.
Yeah.
Like, it is an Xbox showcase, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day.
Get what you get. He said, no, I'm serious. For the dozens, he said the dozens of Jones fans.
Jones fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
yeah, there's tens of them, okay?
Tens.
There's tens.
I'm gonna put that right out there. In a world where Uncharted exists and even Tomb Raider, I have no idea why this game needed to exist. So I don't know what it's going to do. I don't think it'll sell well, but I'm glad it exists, and it'll probably go back into obscurity again because
Flight Simulator?
Indiana Jones.
Yes, Flight Simulator will go into obscurity.
Yeah, no, it's odd. It's an odd choice, and it'd be like, here's the thing: an FPS Indiana Jones game, just like I just want to try it to see what kind of a mess this game is. But maybe it's the perfect. Maybe it'll be amazing. Yeah. I don't know, but
I feel like this game should be like a VR game.
I don't know. I don't know what it just is weird, but
because
like
I don't want to see Andy walking around, with two golden guns, like do and just start shooting. Just start shooting Nazis like crazy. I feel like
shoot that much. He whips and punches.
Is exactly so. Yeah. You were saying like, oh well, he's gonna be gun toting FPS, and I'm just like, I hope that is not. I hope that you really depend on the whip. And, but the one thing about the trailer though, it did make it seem very cinematic. So I think that's the one thing.
I have a feeling this game's gonna have a lot of cutscenes, which I'm all for. But it just seems like they're acting the shit out of this game. So I mean,
it does sound like I'm not gonna lie, it does sound like Harrison Ford. Honestly,
it's Troy Baker, and I'm not buying it.
I'm buying it. It sounds like if you close your eyes and you just put some indie music in the back.
Yeah,
it kind of does sound him.
To the amateur fan, I'm sure it does.
Not for a nut hugger like Darkseid.
Yeah, not for a nut hugger like me. Now I know I could probably tell the age of Harrison Ford from the cadence of his voice.
I was gonna say something else. I was like from the length of his ball sack, probably.
Length of his ball sack.
I was gonna say,
a little bit of 67 years old. I could probably do that. I don't know, but yeah, no, I mean it's oddity out there, but I think, and I have no idea if it's gonna sell well. But hey, maybe it will. I just know that IP's gotta be expensive for Microsoft to try to take a bite out of that apple.
It's crazy though, because the IP
seems like a waste of money.
Yeah,
they were better off getting a fucking Star Wars IP.
Yeah, because honestly, it doesn't.
Because that one, like, it's more of a safer bet when it comes to like releasing a game.
Yeah,
sure. I think it was just the thing about Indiana Jones, this video game, is that it has been in development conceptually for 20 years, right? So, and it's been kicked around, and this is like they're bringing it to life. The legendary Indiana Jones video game that's been talked about for many, many years, that nobody could pull off. This is them doing it. It's not gonna live up to the hype. I can tell you right now that the trailer, like I said, it doesn't look impressive when you watch the trailer. I'm not like, oh, the graphics are amazing, the gameplay is unbelievable. No, it doesn't. It looks pretty average. But like I said, I like the IP. I love the IP, so that's why I'll be invested in that. Talking about IP that I think we're all invested in. Their one last thing was Gears of War E-Day, which was a
Yes.
prequel. How do
That's
y'all
pretty
feel about
fucking
it?
cool.
How do y'all feel about it?
That
As
It
long
was
as the multiplayer
surprising.
is good,
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sure the multiplayer will be there.
Well, this is
And the
the
co-op.
sixth. Yeah, this is the sixth. Like the sixth game of the Gears of War timeline, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of like I stopped playing like the Apex, like for Gears of War was to me was Gears of War 3. I
Same.
absolutely loved
Yeah.
that game.
Mhm.
Multiplayer was
The
phenomenal for me.
multiplayer was phenomenal.
I mean,
Oh,
even
yeah.
to this day, like you see people play Gears of War, it's still they still use the same strategies that they did in Gears of War 3 with the wall hopping and everything else. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. And Cliff Belinsky, that was his game, that was his baby. I know he hasn't been involved with it. I think since pretty much 2 or 3, he hasn't been involved with
He's
it.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's been
out.
done. Not saying, and he actually came out in the post not too, maybe a couple months ago. He said it's not that he's not done. He's willing to do other games, but it has to be a game that's worth him doing. He doesn't want to just work on the same game for the eighth installment and so forth. So
Cliffy B's he's lounging around in a mansion somewhere.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say him and the guy who sold the
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
Holy.
I still can't
Swimming.
remember. I
Swimming in money.
remember Cliffy B talking about Fortnite in like a dev video years ago, and it would look nothing like what it is now. And I still can't believe that game became what it is. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's really insane only because Fortnite, even to this day, is it's still so kiddie and childish. But to me, like as far as a first person shooter, like we grew up in an era of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. Those were kind of the fine definition of FPS. Now you have something like Fortnite, which is the third person, and it's dominating. It's still one of the top games, like on streams and so forth. Kids still to this day talking about Fortnite and these skins and the crossovers. I never thought in a million years that Fortnite would have become what it has become, but
Good
here
on
it
Cliffy
is.
B. Good on Cliffy B.
Yeah, Cliffy
That
B.
man doesn't have to work another day in his life, but if he wants to step back in, good for him. Go
Yeah.
for him. He breezes in and out of there with the sunglasses on and pointing at things.
Yeah. No, he's sitting back very nicely in his retirement. But yeah, Gears of War, no, it looks amazing. Obviously, I mean, it was just a CG trailer for it, so no actual gameplay. And like Darkseid said, we are years away from an actual Gears of War release date. Which will actually it'd be cool if they did actually like there was like surprise fuckers like holiday 2024 Gears of War E-Day. But we probably
Well, they just wanted to like bust the biggest load. That's why they went like hard with it.
All right.
Question for the Metal Gear Solid, is that just like a remake or is that what is that?
It's
The
remake.
Snake Eater.
It's both. So it's a remake. So they rebuilt the engine. It's not just a simple HD slather of paint. It's going to be an update of sorts on the game. So
it's more in line of the Resident Evil reboots they're doing. It's like exactly like that.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, since we're on the subject, do you think it's going to be considerably less spicy without the Kojima elements that he would?
Oh, you can tell by the trailer.
Oh, it's
the
trailer.
Nothing but like
the trailer.
basically...
The trailer is average trailer length and not 20-minute long cutscene. Right away, you can tell it's not a Kojima.
Fucking.
Everything I saw in the trailer, it made sense. That's why I'm like,
Yeah. Kojima would be like, yeah, Kojima.
Yeah, there would be like a woman.
There would be a baby
flying
crying in
that
a
would be like,
corner.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like would be a woman that would be flying with like tentacle metal like arms behind her or something, and it's supposed to mean something.
Yeah,
Fuck,
like 10 minutes into the trailer.
A full original music video from like fucking what's her name? Elon Musk's
Oh yeah, Grimes.
ex Grimes.
Yeah.
Grimes will have an original song somehow
Yeah.
in there. Like it'll be like, yeah, of course.
Exactly.
I can't wait for the next Death Stranding trailer.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
Definitely,
when I saw
yeah.
it was basically nothing but like shooty, right? It was like Black Ops, basically. It's what it was. Black Ops, the Metal Gear edition. This is what the trailer looked like.
It really was.
Yeah, it's not gonna have the weirdness that everyone likes from Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, the weirdness and like the like
and weirdness in a
Kojima
good
touch.
way, like
Yeah.
good weird.
Yeah.
The Kojima touch, yeah.
Yeah, the Death Stranding 2, that's an excellent point. Death Stranding and Death Stranding 2, like the trailers were always so weird. Like where you would see, I forgot the stupid baby's name in Death Stranding, but
yeah,
it would just be pop out.
The ones where there was like
its-
a baby swimming in liquid, and you're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is happening?
BB. And that's I think that's the name of the child, or at least as they know it, BB. Yeah, like even I'm not gonna lie, like I played Death Stranding, didn't like it, wasn't a huge fan of it. Because it's literally a walking simulator. Like you're a glorified USPS man. I didn't like it, but I did watch like a full length, like what they call on YouTube, full length movie of like gameplay and just pretty much the storyline, and it's great. Like Kojima can take the most mundane, stupid shit and make it so obscure that it gets you hooked, and you're like, holy shit, I need to play this. And then when you play it, you're like, holy shit, this is actually pretty good. So like, it's really crazy. It's really crazy how Kojima does these things. But yeah, it doesn't feel like Metal Gear Solid fully without Kojima on it. I'm not gonna lie. Like
I think it'll be good though.
It'll be good. I think it'll be good.
It'll be good, yeah. But I mean, it's gonna be good because they're just like you said, just kind of cleaning up, repackaging.
They're
like
taking the best parts of everything, and
exactly. So they've already.
So it'll still have the Kojima essence in it, but
But I'm a little upset that the fact that they chose Snake Eater. I
mean essence that in the sense that it's Kojima's story that's just being retouched.
Yeah.
Not in the sense that it's gonna be like something that Kojima, it's nothing new from Kojima.
I'm just pissed that we got 4. I wanted 3. Give me Metal Gear Solid 3, or even better yet,
this is 3.
This is not 3.
This is 3.
Is this 3?
Snake Eater's 3.
Is it Snake Eater's 3? Okay, I thought that was 4.
4 is the one where his old Snake with this when he smokes.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right. 3 is Snake Eater. Yeah, 4 is Snake Eater. Yeah, I rather have 2. Metal Gear Solid.
2's good.
2, I love
Sons
2.
of Liberty.
Yeah, Sons of Liberty was amazing.
No, but I think they went with 3 because it's a prequel to the whole, like, chronologically, it predates the original and the sequel and everything else.
Yes, this is a prequel
right?
of
so
sorts.
This is the first one where you play Big Boss, right? So, I have a feeling where the whole series is going to get the Resident Evil treatment coming up, so they're just chronologically for the new audience.
Okay.
I mean that's what Konami's doing, right? That's all they're doing, or whatever.
Yeah.
They're just
Capcom.
cleaning up Capcom and just re-releasing it and be like, all right, there you go.
Well, Capcom.
The thing is, buy it.
Well, the thing is with Resident Evil, the original story was told. Like it was told at first, then it became a prequel. Then they moved forward with the story after that. So that one I can kind of understand. And they'd actually done that. They kind of gotten rid of the prequel portion of re-releasing that one. And then they've been just moving on with the rest of the story. I hope that they do Resident Evil 0 again before they get to re-releasing Resident Evil 6, or hopefully a newer one.
I believe the pretty solid rumor is 0 is the next one they're working on.
Okay, and that's fair, because I mean if they've already done Resident Evil, going to 0 again would be a fun time.
Oh, there you go. Bendito Max says that they're not rewriting anything, so it's still Kojima story.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, yeah, it's still gonna be. They're not gonna change Kojima's story
Well, I mean,
because
yeah,
the game has already been out and people already
Yeah.
loved it. So it's like it's like taking a turd and polishing it, or
Mm.
taking a fine art and then but just telling the same story but in the form of a turd and polishing it up.
I'm talking about
What?
like the little Kojima touches, like finding the porno in the locker, or
Sure.
Dude,
like
there's
these
so
little
many things. Yeah, the guy taking a shit, remember?
Yeah,
taking a shit, or like, I mean, didn't he
yeah.
have one where there was an achievement if you looked under the skirt of a character?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I mean, there were all these little things that
you
you
guys-
can't get away with today.
But you guys remember like back in the day the Psycho Mantis fight where
Oh
you
my
had to
God.
you had to put your controller into this port 2.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Oh
that
my.
fucked me up so bad when I saw it. I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
so-
it. This is like, I'm like, it
This is
can't
GOAT.
get better than this.
And
I'm like,
still
you
to
know
this
what?
I
day,
can't believe,
You know what?
I can't believe
has
they
it.
made me
It
do
has
this.
it.
Yeah.
still to this day, it still
Yeah.
has it. Like how it could read.
Oh,
Your, remember,
that's
when
how-
read your memory
that's how-
card.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how good it was. See, that's what tells you who's a good game developer or designer or whatever.
Yeah.
The fact that after so many years,
20
it's
years.
still in our minds. That boss fight, that tells you what kind of a game maker Kojima is.
Yeah.
And
That's
here's the
insane.
thing: they're, like we talked about, they're going to remake Metal Gear Solid, right? It's
Yeah.
going to be one of the next games they remake. New generation won't have that experience with the memory card and the controller. They won't be able to do that. They'll
no.
never be able to simulate that moment.
No, never again. And
Yeah.
that's that's the crazy thing is like if they had Kojima,
Mhm.
they could possibly do something else to switch it up, right? But
Mhm.
since we've already touched that, it's gonna be just repackaged once again.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a repackage, like, oh, I'm reading your hard drive instead, and you play this.
Yeah,
You
like
can't-
or like a message will pop up on your phone. Something like that needs to happen.
Yeah, no,
Where,
nah, if they
like-
did something on your phone,
Yeah, like you get a call in that moment from the game. That
or
would be fun.
or something like where you know how you have to use your pass key or something like that, or you
Yeah,
get like an
Yeah.
SMS text,
Yeah.
to like do multi-factor. If something
Yeah.
popped up with multi-factor, that would be absolutely amazing. And oh
It would be.
god, that's man, Kojima, yeah. That
I mean,
game
we'll see.
Kojima,
was
We'll
amazing.
see. We'll see.
I mean, obviously, right? Like, no duh, he's the GOAT, but man, you just don't really appreciate it until.
You
For
really
sure,
do.
until he's gone.
So quickly, just to go back
Yeah.
to Doom Dark Ages, what do you guys think of like the theme that they're going for with the medieval
excellent.
sort of?
Ed?
Hello,
Excellent.
Ed? Oh, excellent!
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's-
same
yeah, he's a-
here.
he's a
It's
one-word
something
man.
new that I hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like the theming of Doom, like giving it something a little extra, a little different.
yeah.
The weapons seem pretty cool.
The chainsaw shield looks
The
amazing.
chainsaw shield looks
Yeah.
every
Freaking
now and
amazing.
then in the video game history, people attach chainsaws to different things, right?
Mhm.
At first,
yeah.
Gears of War attached it to the gun. Somebody somewhere attached
Well,
it to
to
a sword
be
somewhere.
fair, they copied that off of
I was gonna say,
Warhammer.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
they-
and
The
Warhammer also
Shardies
had
had
a-
the chainsaw swords first.
yeah, that's been in games
Well,
before.
well, that's what I was gonna say. Chainsaw sword, then chainsaw gun, now chainsaw shield.
Mhm.
Right?
Eh,
Where will the next chainsaw be attached?
Boots.
Is the question.
Hmm.
Boots. Actually, not a bad idea.
chainsaw sunglasses.
Ed, I'm sorry, he's beaten you.
Well, they've done.
Huh?
I mean, animes have already done chainsaw like boots and so forth. So
Hear
literally,
me out,
And the name of the anime is Chainsaw Man.
man.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
nothing necessarily
Okay,
new.
hear me out on this one.
Mhm.
Chainsaw. I don't know
my
how.
God.
But
Oh no, like a chainsaw when you turn it on, like it brings out little arms and it has another little chainsaw
little
in its
tiny
hands.
chainsaws on there.
Yeah,
Sure.
they're pretty dope.
All right.
I mean, hey,
we got clearly we have the innovations and ideas here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But-
Now I'm surprised that we're
ID
doing
hires.
all this talking, the three of us, about Xbox, but the supposed Xbox #1 fan hasn't said peep
I'm right here.
I
about the
said a lot.
showcase.
no, he's been talking this entire time.
No,
Dark Side.
Hold on, Dark Side. I said the supposedly.
Oh,
We know
supposedly.
you're
Oh, okay. Yeah.
the
well, I
real
think he
fan.
might have been talking the whole time. He might have been talking into like some boneless buffalo wings.
Yeah, he
We
might
know
have
he's
been
not.
deep throwing some wings. So
not. Yeah.
Buffalo wings.
Yeah. Ed Underground. I mean, this is your moment. Like I said, we talked about this being
Yeah,
the
this
year.
is literally
This is the
what you've been
decade of the
fucking
Xbox, and it is
talking about
culminating.
nonstop. The damn whatever, they finally did it. They finally dropped all this shit.
This is
And
their
you're quiet
O
as a mouse.
face.
I'm not quiet. I've been talking to him.
What are you talking about?
I've been
Which one
talking.
are you looking forward to the most then?
Yeah.
Doom.
Doom is your
Doom?
number one?
Out
Yeah,
of
we
all
talked
of them.
about this. We talked about this earlier. So I feel like
Yeah.
Green Tuna, you haven't been here listening, but yeah,
No,
we were
I
talking
haven't.
about we were talking about the fact that
All right, hold on. What about South of Midnight? What is that thing called?
Yeah,
South of
I think you're right. It's called
South-
South of Midnight,
South of
right?
Midnight,
South of
yeah.
Midnight, Ed.
South
What do you
of
think about
something.
that?
Oh, it's good,
No,
but I'm looking forward to Doom.
Yes.
you see,
but-
no. Ed, don't fall into this.
but-
He's literally trying to bait you. You're just
What?
No,
I think
Ed,
it's
just go
a
speak. Yeah,
unique, imaginative game.
Okay,
Right?
I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to Doom.
I'm to be honest, I think I'm looking forward more to South of Midnight more than Doom. Personally.
Well, I mean, to each its own. I mean, I'm
Why?
a Doom
What's so
guy.
wrong with
You're
me? Yeah. Or
nothing's
what?
wrong at all. You can play what you want to play. I'm
Doom
just
guy
saying,
or
I'm
what?
into Doom. I want to see stuff blow up, heads be chopped off, and
How do you know this won't happen?
I don't think it will.
She killed a big giant monster
the
in
crocodile,
the trailer.
I guess.
the giant croc.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm.
I'm looking forward to Doom. That's my game.
That's your game.
I'm just happy.
Out of all the
then-
games.
Don't fall for this.
Stay strong.
There's nothing
Yeah.
to fall for.
It's learning.
Yeah, it is.
And Fable. What do you guys think of Fable?
That's
I need
stupid.
to see more.
I'm so confused.
I'm glad
Every
to see
time
it
they
exist.
release like a trailer, it's a different story.
You're right.
What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're doing the same. They did this before, so they have like different heroes talking about Fable and some light and how you could be a hero and be a villain. They're kind of doing the same thing. I think the one thing that kind of gets me is that they said there was like the footage that we saw was in-game footage. I find that hard to believe. I don't think it's gonna look that great. Because practically in my mind it looked like CGI. But it is what it is.
Well, don't they say in-game engine? Isn't that what they say?
It's an in-game engine, yes.
Yeah.
So that
doesn't necessarily mean that
yeah,
it's
in-game
like real time. Yeah, real time
gameplay.
like,
The idea is that
gameplay,
the
yeah.
game
engine could do that.
can hit that height. Like
Yeah, so
theoretically with
maybe
a game
that's like
that.
their little like legalese thing.
You know what it
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like? It sounds like somebody
Little,
people trying to keep their job. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like some people like, hey, Xbox is obviously wanting to get rid of people and cut down studios and this
People
and
at
the other.
Fable were hustling over
Yeah.
at whatever studio that was for sure.
Yeah, they were like, hey, let's just put out and just say in their in-game. Nobody on the Xbox side is smart enough to know that this is just a like a tech demo type shit. We're just gonna put something out there just to appease the Xbox gods so we can keep our job.
Yeah.
But that's what it felt like to me. And
yeah, for sure.
it was
I mean, like fucking Perfect Dark, they got a fucking kick in the ass for sure.
Yeah.
Perfect Dark, fuck.
Yeah, Perfect Dark, after all this shit they've been through, they're like, we gotta put
And
something
out
out.
of all of this, I'm surprised there was no KI2. What's going
Ed.
One day.
No, they did. Didn't they put something out for KI?
No.
Wasn't
No.
it like called Frag Punk? Oh, no, wasn't that? Let's say, was it
Oh,
called Life is Strange?
no.
No, that wasn't that.
on? No,
Oh,
maybe mixtape, whatever that is.
Yeah.
No.
Avowed?
No.
Oh, no, that's not it. Ah, damn. It just
Oh,
seems
oh,
it got no
damn.
love. That's crazy.
Age of
Not yet.
Mythology.
Yeah, Age Mythology.
time.
No.
In time.
Sure.
In
But you know,
time.
one game that I kind of was interested in, I'm actually kind of liking, only because of my roots in Sega Saturn, was Mecha
Oh
Break.
no, I thought you were gonna say the World of Warcraft. I'm
Oh,
like,
I'm
are you
I'm
already
getting there.
opening up a second second loan?
I'm trust me, I'm getting there. I was
Just for all the DLC that you're gonna purchase again.
that was the second thing I was gonna bring up. The
Mm.
first one was Mecha Break.
Mecha Break is a franchise? Is like an existing franchise?
No, it reminded me of a game back on the Sega Saturn called
Mm-hmm.
Virtual On. which was another mech fighting game.
Virtual On.
Yeah, Virtual On. Check that out.
Sounds familiar.
And that's what it reminded me of. And I'm not gonna lie.
Shit, yeah,
I
you're
ki-
not kidding.
I
Whoa,
kind of
what a
bust.
pull.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was ready to bust several nuts when I saw that, because Virtual On, I mean, we haven't really seen a game to that caliber for many, many years. Unless
How
I'm
did
missing
you
it.
come across that game, Creamcast?
What, Virtual On?
Yeah,
I had
it's such a random game. I've never heard of this game ever.
Yeah, Virtual
Okay.
On.
You like nailed it. It literally looks like the evolution of that game.
Yeah, Virtual On. Only reason why I knew about it was because when I was younger, I was gifted by one of my aunts a Sega Saturn. And with that Sega Saturn, one of the games that came with it, or one of the games that was bought for me, was Virtual On. Now, the funny thing is that Virtual On did come out with a game, it looks like, for PlayStation 2 as well, Virtual On 2. So this might be now a Sony franchise, not entirely sure. But no, this was a very cool fighting game for me back in the day on the Sega Saturn. I really, really loved it. And when I saw this on the Xbox Showcase, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, did they just get inspiration from Sega Saturn?" And they may have not. I don't know. I didn't read into details of it. But that's one game I'm really, really excited about, only because it looks fun, looks interesting.
I'm surprised that's not that much interested in it. Because as soon as I saw it, I was thinking like Gundam,
yeah,
Neon Genesis. So I thought it would be right up Ed's alley.
Macross vibes.
Macross, yeah.
I'll play it.
Macross, yeah.
I'll play it.
Well, yeah, it does give off Macross vibes, especially when they were in the
They're going from jets,
yeah, fighter jet
running.
modes. Yeah. So, no, I'm surprised Ed doesn't. He wasn't thinking like, oh, now I could be Wing Zero. Oh, here are you. Where's my boyfriend? Where's my boyfriend at?
Bandito Max says, shout out to Clockwork Knight. I miss those days.
Yeah, Clockwork Knight. That was another
Saturn. Is a Saturn game.
Another Saturn game. I believe it also came. No, it was only Saturn. Yeah, Clockwork Knight was a 2D. It was a 3D. It was in the weird days where it was like 3D, but it was set back like a 2D on a 2D platform. So yeah, that was another game. It was no different than any. I guess it's a 2D. It's a 2D side scroller. I mean, there's nothing really special about it.
Oh,
it was special.
Yeah,
it was cool.
like Donkey Kong.
Like Donkey Kong, yeah, exactly.
Where it's like pre-rendered 3D graphics or whatever.
Yep.
So I just really have one more thing to like add on this showcase, because it's getting a lot of heat right now, not good heat. It is the new Dragon's Age trailer premiered, and this is the first Dragon's Age to come back for BioWare, and it's getting a lot of heat because the trailer is another one of these jokey James Gunn type Suicide Squad type trailers.
Yes.
And I'm not a big Dragon's Age player, and I think that is the downvote on this is pretty hard on the original trailer, because I think fans are like, it is a trend, this kind of like that Guardians of the Galaxy trend. I think when they designed this game, it might have been the hot new thing, and I think right now it's like a little overplayed.
It's on the downside. on the
downtrend.
It's definitely overplayed. It is overplayed. I used to like Dragon Age back in the day, but it was these troll it just, I don't know, it was like the whole format of like the jokey jokes and all this other stuff. Like, all right, that's like the Bandito says, the tone was a little off, and unexpected as well.
So Dragon's Age generally, I never played them, is more of a serious tone.
A bit, it's a bit more serious.
Okay,
it's more fantasy, right?
Fantasy serious, it's a fantasy.
Because the only one I've played is was it Inquisition?
Yes.
Yeah.
Inquisition. It was really good, but there was nothing really jokey about it.
Yeah.
It was like just your generic fantasy.
Well, the internet is taking BioWare to task right now for this trailer. So, maybe they have something and they're trying to breathe new life into it, but definitely feels like dated at this point.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it doesn't have any like for Dragon's Age. If the gameplay, if what the tone of that trailer was supposed to match the gameplay, I blame that kind of on the fact that there hasn't been really any competition for it outside of like Elder Scrolls, right? Like Elder Scrolls Online. They haven't came out with a new Elder Scrolls or new Skyrim or anything of the sort.
Oh my
for a
god, yeah,
while.
we've been waiting for that.
We've been
New
waiting
Elder
for
Scrolls forever.
for
Not really,
a
but
decade plus, you know.
What are you talking about, Ed?
Elder Scrolls?
The last
Huh?
Elder Scrolls was Skyrim.
I know that's what back in the 360 era.
Yeah, so what'd you say?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, it's been so long. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said. We've been waiting forever, and you like
I think
disagreed
Ed's
with
talking.
them.
I think Ed's talking. He's in the void looking at pictures. He's
Yeah,
obviously not.
yeah.
He's definitely not listening
Not
to
here.
you. Obviously not, because there's no way you would say nobody's waiting for another Skyrim or another Elder Scrolls because we
Yeah.
got one in 360. Like what? Doesn't make any sense.
Well,
So
and then what's the other
uh,
one? State of Decay. I've never
State of
played that.
Decay.
I'm not.
yeah.
No, I'm
And that was like
fucking-
another
move
big
on.
announcement, right? Because it's been forever since they released
Yeah,
State of
Yeah.
yeah.
Decay.
I mean, I'm sure it has its fans, but like, I don't think that moved a needle anywhere for anyone. There's a couple other like Atomic Fall or Atom Fall. Looks like
Downfall. Yeah.
Which one's that? Oh,
the
the
Fallout in
Fallout
England kind of
ripoff?
idea.
Well, then also
Yeah.
there's a DLC for Fallout 76, which
Yes.
has
Yeah.
turned a new leaf after its initial release.
Sure,
A lot of people
Mm.
were hating on that, but yeah, they stuck with it and they fixed it. So now we got a DLC coming out with that. We have Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is coming out with a
Sea of
DLC.
Thieves. I tried playing that, man. I couldn't get into it.
Well, it's
You know
not a
what?
DLC. It's another
that might
season.
be a good. That might be a. I heard it's better with a group with friends.
Yes, it is
So-
definitely.
Ah,
I don't know,
It
if
is,
we
it
want to.
is.
If we want to hit the high seas of the Blrd.
the
Pirates.
Blurred, the
Blurred.
Blurred SS.
Blurd
Wait.
Pirates. Yeah.
Obviously, it's gonna be
All
our
these
pick.
games, I said, hey, let's all play this game.
Yeah, but now it's on PlayStation, so now we can play Sea of Thieves
We
together.
all have Xboxes.
Yeah, but that's nothing. That's nothing to be proud of.
Wow.
We got Diablo.
Diablo.
was this-
Now,
Dude,
Yeah.
that
Fucking
Diablo
d-
trailer was.
these
Yeah.
chef's kiss.
Blizzard's trailers
That
are
shit was
chef's
so
kiss, for sure.
horrific. Where the chick was being like stretched, like just her skin was being like pulled like
And her-
spider webs.
And her arms literally got split.
Yeah,
in
that's what I'm
half.
saying. Like she was literally being pulled, like her flesh was being pulled into the thing to create
Yeah.
like an angel.
Yeah.
It was
Mhm.
fucking-
Well, you went from
I'm like,
like
God damn it.
you went from Diablo 4, right? Where you went into hell. You're
Yeah.
meeting Lilith or Lilith has been resurrected. I think it was the angel's name. I think it's Azrael.
Azrael, yeah.
Azrael's the one that was imprisoned.
That whole Diablo story has always been way over my head.
But you listen, but you also pay attention to Warhammer. So that's what's kind of funny. Is like Warhammer has like the longest boring lore out. Not even boring. I'm sorry. I'll rephrase that. They have like you can watch literally videos of Warhammer complete lore for 5-6 hour videos.
Warhammer has lore sleep
It
videos.
just has something in it. That's why it has. What'd you say?
It's sleep videos designed to put you to sleep.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
Wow.
they're
Hell yeah.
soothing lore videos designed to put you to sleep.
Yeah.
I mean,
for the
that's-
Emperor.
That's what I'm saying. But
of
you're talking
course.
about man, Diablo story. Woo, that's too much for me.
Well, it's just like I'm playing the game, but and then like there's so much to read. Like to be honest, I'm
I
just
mean,
too
I know what
lazy.
he's saying.
I know
So
what
I'll
he's
just
saying.
skip
I know
all
what
like
he's
the
saying.
fucking
text.
lore.
No,
You know what
I
I mean?
know what he's saying, but
Yeah.
I still think it's idiotic when you are a Warhammer junkie and then you're talking about, man, there's so much lore. Like, how many fucking Warhammer books are there? How many novels are there? How many games
true,
out
true.
there?
Yeah.
Like,
True,
dude,
countless.
you are.
Yeah.
Like I said, I tried to watch a video, a Warhammer complete video, and it was 4 hours long. And the guy said, "I'm going to be rushing over some details, but just stick
Yeah.
with me." And I'm like, he's like, and this part of the war that I'm talking about
Yeah.
is only for this portion of the universe. He's like, if you want
Yeah.
to watch my other video, my 12-hour video, click here.
Click here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like,
Try
what-
watching the Horus Heresy.
Yes, Horus Heresy. Yeah,
You'll
exactly.
be stuck for hours. Just
Exactly.
listening.
And the thing is, like, I tried to listen to it for work, and it came to a point where I'm like, I don't even listen to the words anymore. It was literally just I'm like, holy shit, how far do I need to go back? And I realized I've been listening to this for 3 hours, and I'm like, fuck, now I gotta restart this shit over again. And the guy's like, welcome to the Warhammer lore. I'm gonna talk to you like this for another 3 hours. I'm like, fuck.
And it's always some fucking British guy too.
Yeah.
Well, why can't they get
I
a
was
good
about to
American
say-
person to like talk about the lore?
No. You need the British. You need that British guy.
Warhammer.
Something about it.
I mean, it's a British series. You got to
Look. If Diablo didn't try to make me read so much, I would know more of the Diablo story.
The Diablo story is actually pretty straightforward. Now, there's a lot of little side stuff, of course, that you need to learn.
I mean, I love all the trailers and I love the game, but even the game, like,
there's a lot of text.
You have to search the story. Like, I played the game, but I just remember going from mission to mission to mission to mission. I don't remember the story. That's why I'm like,
fair. Well, talking about crazy stories, I mean, this is obviously getting to what I was going to talk about. My second thing was just World of Warcraft, the War Within. I mean, holy shit. I can't believe still to this day, WoW is still a thing. I haven't played WoW. I haven't played WoW seriously in probably 20, maybe 6-7 years. And the story is still going on. It's still cohesive. It's interesting. I don't know how this planet is even surviving at this point, because this planet is just getting fucked over left and right. But it's almost like it feels like you're discovering a planet all over, like yourself.
Bandito Mix is playing WoW right now.
Yeah, like I'm Bandito. I'm not gonna lie. Like I kind of want to play again.
But who has the better mounts, Bandito or Cream?
Well, if he's been playing with his wife for all this time, then 100% is gonna be him. If I played again, I'm gonna spend 90% of my time going back, doing old raids, trying to get the mounts, just try to catch up. Like, I still have my old mounts that I love to death, but yeah, it's gonna be hard to catch up. I'm definitely gonna pay the $100 to get the mounts and everything else. Bandito, let me holler at you after this podcast, because I might jump on a video call with you. We're gonna have to talk about this, because I might be coming back. But no, WoW is amazing. I
mean, like I think the only thing we didn't really talk about here is Stalker 2. I think that's coming out this year. Stalker 2.
Stalker looks amazing.
Stalker
I've tried to play that game before, not my cup of tea.
But really quick, fuck Stalker 2. World of Warcraft now. Going back to that, trailers. Yeah.
The trailer was dope.
Have you guys seen all the rest of the trailers? Have you seen the War Within trailer before this one? Where it was Anduin talking with Thrall.
Who's Anduin?
Fuck is this nerd shit happening right now? Fuck.
No, yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Yeah, I love nerd shit. But
okay, after this, or while you're watching the podcast where we talk about other shit, watch the trailer for the War Within before.
No. Okay, so this trailer they showed was like a supercut of all the trailers that had happened. Is that correct?
Oh.
So which one?
This trailer that we saw at the showcase was a supercut.
Yeah, it's a super.
All the previous trailers leading up to the new event, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of what it was, and it was like it's cool. That's what I figured. It was cool, because they announced the beta and everything else. But like the one thing, and we're talking about Blizzard, and just kind of wrap it up, put it all together. Blizzard makes phenomenal fucking trailers. I don't know. I think they start
trailers
ever since probably the trailers have gotten amazing probably ever since Cataclysm. No, actually before Cataclysm. Even with the Wrath of the Lich King. Ever since then, like their trailers have been absolutely phenomenal. I don't think what was one before Cataclysm? Fuck. Or not Cataclysm. Before the Lich King. I keep saying Kata, it's not Kata.
It's not the Panda one?
No, not the Panda one. Mr. Pandaria, that was another phenomenal trailer. Hey, Bandito, if you're listening still, what was before Lich King? It was something, it was with the Blood Elves, but I can't remember the name. It's gonna come to me eventually. But yeah, their trailers have been phenomenal. So yeah, whenever you guys get Burning Crusade, there we go. Yeah, Burning Crusade had a good trailer too for its time. But
Mhm.
man, yeah, if you guys ever get a chance, watch that shit.
Yeah,
But back to what you're saying about Stalker 2. Stalker 2, I haven't ever gotten into it. I wouldn't mind getting into it. It's just one of those things. Stalker 2, Stalker 1, and then Stalker 2, it was a weird era for me. Like FPS, like games like this, I really wasn't into at the time. So, but this, I mean,
It's also
it
like
looks great.
a different kind of FPS because I've played it and it plays different from like your traditional FPS.
Mhm.
It's like less forgiving. Like you
Sure.
really need to like concentrate and like make your bullets kind of. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to do all that shit. I just want to like randomly shoot shit.
Yeah.
I would just thinking
Yep.
if I was the Stalker 2 dev team, I would be pissed that they got dumped into this like overwhelming situation.
Why is that?
Just that I think Stalker
Oh,
2
they're gonna be overshadowed.
they were absolutely overshadowed here, but Stalker 2 was like a game that's been building up with Xbox for a while now, and this is the most comprehensive we saw of Stalker 2, and it just got overshadowed by all these other games. I think that they just kind of got shuffled around. I hope Stalker 2 comes out in like the early year, like after the holiday, when it could like stand out a little bit and not be because if it comes out, well, I mean, or this holiday, because I think they don't have, I don't know, it'll go up against Call of Duty. So I don't know. Stalker 2 just seems like it got a little overshadowed in the jumble of all the cool announcements here.
Well, to be fair, like, well, the one thing I kind of hate about this trailer about Stalker was I felt like this was kind of a weird thing that they put in. I don't know if you guys noticed it. They were saying like this game was made by a game studio in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, does anybody else do that for like this game was made in the United States or this game was made in Japan? I was like,
I don't want to buy a game made in Russia though.
Well, Russia's officially enemy of the state at this point, so I guess you have to be.
Yeah. You got to differentiate yourself.
Yes, you have to different. Yeah.
I if I was them, I would have put a little Ukrainian flag.
I was gonna say, do you stand with Ukraine?
Yeah.
Of
yeah.
course.
Dreamcast.
Are you questioning me?
Yeah, we're questioning your purchase.
No, I'm just asking the questions. That's all.
Am. Yeah, well, if you're questioning, okay, let's get into it. Yeah, no, I am totally for Ukraine.
You,
so
a loyal comrade or not?
Question. That's Vidania.
Yeah, that's Vidania.
I was gonna say,
no, I think I just thought it was weird that they did that, but I mean,
it was strange.
I mean, I think they're trying to also get like Ukrainian points. Ukrainian
sure,
support.
But this is fine. I don't think people that are gonna be at like at rallies for Ukraine are gonna be like, "Hello, comrade, have you played
Stalker 2?
I don't know. I kind of like
Stalker 2.
I kind of like when the Ukraine like invasion was happening, I remember watching a video of them evacuating their studios and everything.
I do remember it. Yeah.
So I mean, if they were able to complete the game, props to them for like
absolutely
going through that shit.
Yeah,
but,
no.
Yeah,
I mean,
half your country. Half your country's under war, and the other half is like.
If the AC wasn't working on my job, I wouldn't go into work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, same here. If the AC was off at my job, I definitely wouldn't go into work. You know what? I'm just gonna lay my job, seeing that I work from home. I'll be like, AC off is in my house. Yeah, I'm calling off. Yeah, fuck this job. I'm going. I'm laying back in bed. No, it is kudos to them. Absolutely. It was just I noticed that, and I was just
I did too.
It was a strange thing to mention.
Yeah, because they didn't. If they would give it more like, hey, if they would say like in the beginning of the trailer, like, hey, we're staying with our brothers and sisters in Ukraine, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other, end the war in Ukraine, give Ukraine its independence. I'd be like, okay, I can understand why they're doing that, but they just like this.
Or if they just made a statement like said proudly made in the Ukraine.
Yeah,
like, I think that would have been like it said what it said.
Yeah, this just said made in Ukraine. I was just like, okay, like. Is there more to that statement?
I think we got the tone of what they were trying to get.
We got the tone. It was just very like they should have made it a little easier to comprehend instead of just throwing it like that.
But the thing, to be fair, like we all got it, and I think that's the point.
Yeah.
But I'm just, but to your point, is like, if you're gonna say the messaging, put it really out there. Like, don't hold back. I don't think Xbox. I don't think Xbox is like sitting there like Phil Spencer's like, fuck, our
Russian sales.
Yeah, Russian sales are tanking. Like, holy shit! Like, well, if Russia doesn't actually play Game Pass, we're gonna go bankrupt. I don't think he's saying that. So that's why I'm just like, go through with your complete messaging, not just do like a little blurb. But neither here nor there.
And just quickly to touch back on World of Warcraft. You know what I'm really sad about? The movie series didn't keep on going.
Yes.
I gotta rewatch
even though as
that
much as
movie.
people disliked it, I actually enjoyed it.
I did
It
too.
wasn't
I
horrible.
enjoyed the Warcraft movie.
It was cheesy. It was a little cheesy
Yeah.
looking, but
Yeah.
I
Oh,
kinda
it was
liked
cheesy, yeah, of course, but I liked it.
Kind of liked it.
Yeah. And then like nothing happened. And I remember reading articles where it was like huge in China, right? And all these places where it was just like selling out theaters and making like money like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
But there was no sequel.
But
I'm like,
if they would give it a true Hollywood budget, like really get like a really great director behind it. Like this is some shit that you would get like Christopher Nolan on, and you were like, oh shit, it's in really good hands. Don't give it to Zack Snyder because maybe you can give it to Zack Snyder because it's a complete. He has a blueprint.
Zack Snyder would be okay with this. I think
if he has a blueprint,
support that.
Oh,
as long as he has a blueprint.
I mean,
he's not writing it.
How many times can you see like orcs walking in slow motion?
Oh, come on!
Yeah, it's gonna be the slowest Warcraft movie ever.
Got the big ass Manara. So like, dude, we know what's happening. I mean,
with soundtrack by like the fucking Foo Fighters or something strange like that.
Yeah, something crazy. But yeah, no. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we saw some new consoles get talked about too. Or not new consoles, but updated consoles for the Xbox Series X and S. So
the digital, the
digital. So
there was a hot rumor that they were going to show a handheld. Didn't happen. But that was like the hot sizzling rumor right before.
I'm so happy they didn't because they can't handle console sales. They're not going to be able to handle.
Yeah, there's no way they're gonna succeed with a fucking handheld.
Yeah, so that's I'm kind of happy they didn't do that. But
but that was pretty much the biggest ones, right? I mean, I'm looking at the list.
I think we pretty much went over everything.
Whatever that is.
Wu Chang.
Yeah.
Avowed, which that's another one I actually kind of like.
You know what? That Shatter Space DLC or whatever may make me want to play it again. Because I'm like, oh yeah, space horror. I like space horror.
It looked good for Starfield.
Yeah.
It did
for
look,
Starfield exactly.
Yeah, for Starfield, it looked really good. I actually was kind of interested in that, which is surprising because it got such a low score. No, not a low score, but a low response from the fans.
Oh yeah.
So
because that's probably like their big thing. They're probably like, shit, our like flagship game is widely disliked or mad or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's at least try to do something to make up for it.
But I mean, overall, like I said, this was a very, very solid.
It was a solid showcase.
And I'm.
Did you guys talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows?
No, we did.
Well, I was gonna bring it up because I was gonna really quickly over the Ubisoft Forward too.
All right, let's talk about it.
Things.
Yeah.
Well, no, real quick. This deserves blurries. For the showcase.
The showcase?
This showcase deserves blur. I will give them credit where credit is due. I'm gonna go ahead and give them a 9 because the only thing they were lacking here. The only thing they were lacking here was a truly brain melting one last thing. If they had one last thing where they brought an IP out, if it was even Killer Instinct, if they brought something out that would like you weren't expecting
if they brought
this,
Killer Instinct, I would have been like, wow,
surprise, bitch. You know what I mean? If they had even if it was an announcement acknowledging something amazing that was not that we didn't know, but like Gears of War, we knew Coalition is working on Gears of War. It's not a shock. So it was a nice trailer, but I think they just missed the 10 for me. But 9, this is probably the best Xbox showcase I have seen in recent memory. I can't even think of. I mean, I know they've had a couple good ones in the past, but it's been a decade at least since
it's been a while.
Good about Xbox. So 9 for me. What do you guys say?
I'm going to mirror you and say 9 as well. I'm actually surprised. I finally have an excuse to dust off the Xbox again.
The old Xbox.
And just and just start playing it. But yeah, I'm really surprised. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So 9.
Dreamcast.
I would give this a solid. I think you guys are being a little bit delusional. I think you guys are giving it a little bit of a high score because it's Xbox. If this was PlayStation,
Yes.
you guys would say, "Oh, hey, this is probably a 7." I'll say this is 7.5, 8.
I mean, it's pretty heavy. It had
It's heavy.
Doom,
Yes, yes.
Call of Duty, fucking what did we
This is
say?
here's the thing. Like
Call
yeah,
of Duty, Gears, Doom, and some new ones.
this showcase was them trying. Like they haven't tried. Every other showcase in the past is a joke and a half. It's
Sure.
pathetic.
well,
There have
they
been a
tried with
joke.
recognizable IPs too.
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
thing. This is recognizable IPs. These are IPs that even they are not recognizable are ones that people they get put really good trailers out. So
Yeah.
I would give
Yeah.
this like a 7.5, 8 at the most, because while this was a good showcase, this wasn't. You gotta keep it the same.
Encourage them. You gotta encourage them.
Sure, you
They
can
did
encourage
good.
them. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But the thing
They're
is that
lousy. They did good. You gotta give. I
So-
have to give them props.
so let's say it like this.
I'm giving them. I mean, mine is like
Dreamcast, you're
literally.
too hard
I
on
am
them.
excited.
No,
That-
I think I'm fair.
a lot of the
I think-
games that are coming out for this.
No,
All
I
right.
think I'm fair. I think you guys are buttering them up a little bit too much because of the failures of the past decade that they had.
Oh, I mean, but that's with
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
You're
that's
always
true.
colored by whatever you know.
I mean,
You
look.
experienced.
The showcase is a showcase, right? You have
Yeah.
to set the presentation. We're talking about the showcase.
Yes,
This I mean, as a company, they're ranked like fucking 4, but as a showcase, this showcase is a 9. And here's the thing: do I rank Sony at a different stage? Yes, Sony. I expect them to hit 10s because that's typically where they play. And
Sure.
when they're not at 10, they disappoint me and I drop it and I'm really harsh on them. With
Sure.
Xbox, I'm always harsh on them, and now they did good. So it would be hypocritical for me to not say, like I said, the only thing they were lacking is the mind bending one
Final
last
trailer,
thing.
like the big.
Fucking Sony set the bar for me with Final Fantasy Rebirth. Like when that moment happened, like they just were like, "Oh, what are the video games' dreams to make true?" And they went around with a magic wand that E3 and were like, "Ding, ding, ding," and destroyed the world. No one's gonna hit that high again. But this was pretty good for them.
I will say, yeah. The difference is like I'm looking. What I'm basing it off of were the good trailers and the good showcases that we had back in early 2000s, right? When showcase or showing trailers and so forth. Granted, a lot of those trailers, a lot of times were like CG trailers, but those showcases were really got you excited, right? I remember watching, I think it was like a game show or like Japanese game, pretty much the E3 in Japan. TGS.
Yeah.
I remember when they had put out Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
That shit was hype to the nth degree. Because people
Kingdom Hearts was amazing.
Because that was a secret project that Squaresoft at the time was working on, or Square Enix was working on, that wasn't widely known. It was just a mystery project that they were working on, and for it to come out the way that it did, it was amazing. So going back into those days where you had the old PlayStation 1, 2 trailers that were putting out. That's why I put that to that level. So while this is good, absolutely, like I said, 7.5 or 8. There's only 1 point difference from you guys. If they would have the
which one is it? Is it a 7.5 or is it an 8?
I'll just make it simple. I'll keep it at 7.5.
Okay,
7.5.
So it's a 7.5. But okay, so let me say this.
Sure.
Compared to other Xbox showcases,
this is a 10.
What is it? This is a 10. So compared to the industry, you're saying this is a 7.5.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
All right,
that's great for Xbox.
I now understand your thinking. I still think you're being a little too harsh on the old Xbox, but I will stay firm at 9.
You know
but
what?
I now understand.
You might be right. I'll give it an 8. I'll bump it up to an 8.
Generous.
I'm very generous. Excuse me. 8 is why I give the Xbox showcase.
At Underground.
I'll give this about
There's
a
only
9.
1 score. Are you kidding me?
What?
Okay. All right. Damn.
Yeah. 3 9s and
All right.
an 8. So I mean, hey, that's pretty good. It's really.
I mean, here's the thing I would tell about Xbox: they should enjoy it while they can, because I believe next year, Sony has all their studios working on something. They just didn't have anything ready, so Naughty Dog's working on 2 games simultaneously right now.
It sucks to be first.
Yeah.
PlayStation went first with their showcase this year. So
but they had nothing.
They had nothing
to
yeah,
show.
well, that's
Now,
well,
third
they
party.
might. Well, the thing is, if you know in advance that Xbox is putting some shit out, then
Yeah.
you would just wait a couple months and then be like, hey, cobble something together. We need to have or at least have some type of announcement. Since Sony went first, Xbox was like, hey, we got. Well, granted, for the past couple of years they've been fucking up, but Xbox like, hey, we need a banger. So they put out the banger, like, hey, that studio we just closed. Grab those assets.
I still 100% stand by that we would not have gotten the showcase if they didn't have the layoffs and they didn't fuck up so much in the beginning of the year.
If people weren't so massively upset at them, they wouldn't have done
I agree.
This was a lot of
everything is like next year.
Yeah,
that's why.
Next year or beyond, nothing is like they had all this planned. This is all
it's
like
not like pre-planned where they're like, oh yeah,
this is all hype trailers.
But
like Doom is coming out in 2 months or something.
But to be fair though, this is not just a win for Xbox. This is a win for PC gamers, because I'm not gonna ever fucking buy an Xbox game at full price. Fuck that. This is the for PC gamers. This is the win for us, because we're getting all these great games. You're probably gonna get it cheaper than what you're gonna get it for, unless we get it on like the Game Pass model. We are going to be getting all these games for cheap. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck yes, we are the true winners here. Right, Xbox, calm down. You console peasants. Yeah, you guys are gonna be stuck.
Ed Underground. I have a question for you.
Let's hear this.
Possible answer.
I just theoretical. I was just thinking about this. Had this included a KI2 element, would this be a 10 out of 10?
Yes. Okay. 11 out of 10.
Okay. I was gonna say, it's gonna be a 12 out.
That's what 12, I thought.
12 out of 10.
I just needed the world to make sense to me again, because the Ed threw me on the 9. Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised with the 9. I thought he was gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I think a lot of people gave it a 10 that are like, this was the showcase they've always been waiting for. The true Xbox fans, I guess, gave it a 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you're an Xbox fan, this had to be probably one of the best things you've heard in a long time. Long time.
Yeah,
hey,
I mean, 360 days.
It just took hundreds of people losing their jobs to make it happen. Good.
2 console generations.
Yeah.
Listen, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
Yeah, right? They broke a few eggs. Yeah, they were fucking everyone at Tango Games was Aztec sacrifice for this moment.
Right.
Yeah, they had to be given unto the Xbox gods.
Yeah, and it was good. It was good. It was accepted.
Congratulations, Ed. You finally did it.
I'm not gonna go through all the shit that Summer Games Fest or Ubisoft Forward, but they did show the Assassin's Creed. Like, they showed gameplay. Did you guys watch the gameplay?
I did watch the gameplay.
Did you?
Only thing I say is I can't believe that Ubisoft decided in 2025 to have a black man slaughtering Japanese people left and right. I that's a bold statement. And
you know what was the most entertaining thing?
What?
The live YouTube chat during that live show was wild. I loved it. I was like, where's the fucking mods, man?
Who in the right mind thought to just have the YouTube channel?
I don't know. I was like, is Ubisoft watching this shit? You know how many variations of the N-word I saw? I know what they're doing. And I was like, clap.
Hip-hop music
how
too.
Gamers behave. I mean,
what's
my
God.
On?
But the thing is like, if you were a mod that day, your fingers were probably bleeding at the end of trying to ban people.
If you made it.
Yeah.
I was looking at the N-word in the chat, and I stopped and I like froze it. And I was like, I'm waiting for it to be deleted, right? Like the mod. This shit's still there. I'm like, okay, it's a bad day for these mods.
Yeah, it was a rough day for them. They earned their paycheck.
Because the mob jumping in, I'm sure.
Well,
yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's the thing. If I was a mod, I would just shut off chat, and so nobody was talking. Yeah. There's no reason for anybody to talk in these type of game chats or on these video chats. So, but I mean,
Yeah.
hey, they earned their keep that day, I guess. But
They
yeah,
did, I guess, but it was way more entertaining than the actual content was. The chat that day,
yeah,
wild stuff. But yeah, the gameplay, I think it looked okay.
it didn't look like
I don't really
anything.
have anything to say. It looked like what I think it'll look like.
Yeah, it didn't overly impress me.
There was no innovation that I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah, like, oh, she jumps
it,
off from a roof and lands
yeah,
into a pile of hay. That's
yeah. It
crazy.
literally was exactly what you think it'll be.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
will it
Seen it
at
before.
least have 3,000 collectible items?
Of course.
Because there's can't be an Assassin's Creed without having like
I don't
mindless
know.
collecting.
I don't know. Like that's you're talking an old school, like fucking collect all the feathers and all the fucking Da Vinci's
Yeah.
notes and shit. I don't know if the modern Assassin's Creeds when they went RPG, if they have that. I haven't played a new modern AC in
I
some
mean, how
time.
old is Valhalla? Because that was the last one I played.
Yeah, Valhalla would
it's
be
the
a
last
modern
one.
one.
Valhalla
A
was the last
modern?
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah,
So
there's
it
like
had
a
that
million
shit?
things to collect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Valhalla was literally the last one, right?
Yeah, it's the last
So
one.
yeah. So
Oh,
okay.
okay. Well, yeah. Then you literally had to collect a million things if you wanted to 100% the game.
Perfect.
Just
I just want
stupid.
Leonardo da Vinci to show up and make me something in Japan.
Yeah,
Mhm.
nah,
That's
like you see Oda Nobunaga just showing like you gotta
Nobunaga,
collect,
yeah.
you gotta collect his armor pieces, and then it's just like what the fuck. And then like if you go to a special castle underneath the castle, like oh if you collect these 5 pieces and you put them together, then you gotta fight Oni, and it's just like oh, okay. Somebody was saying to the effect of like Assassin's Creed is no longer historically accurate with this black guy in there. And somebody was like, yeah, no, it was accurate ever since the same thing like Leonardo da Vinci bitch made you a flying machine.
Yeah.
And you can jump from 100 stories from a mountain and land in a haystack and not be harmed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
understand.
yeah, it's physics.
Yeah,
The hay is able to counteract the
terminal
falling
velocity.
down 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, the terminal
That's true.
velocity of the person.
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
Hay really is like the way to do.
yeah.
Now, do you think they'll have the gentleman from Breakfast at Tiffany's in this game?
What in the
What
world?
was he, the landlord? I think.
Oh, yeah, okay. You're talking about such a racist joke that nobody's gonna like fucking Mickey Rooney and shit. Nobody's gonna know that reference. Not even the millennials will probably know what you're referencing.
Obviously, the millennials won't know what
Yeah,
it means.
I mean,
that's why
possibly.
I had to like put it like that.
I mean, it's
That's
such
why I had to put it like
an
that.
old joke that you could probably say you have no fear of any kind of repercussion. It's fucked up as hell.
It's
but,
fucked up. It is so fucked up.
Yeah.
Mr. Yunioshi. Yeah, that's right.
Yunioshi, yeah.
Yunioshi.
So if
Mr.
it's Mr. Yunioshi, then
Played
I'm
by
going.
firmly white man Mickey Rooney. I think.
Mickey Rooney, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he does look very convincing though.
Oh yeah. That tape, the Scotch tape was working overtime that day.
It was.
But,
It was.
yeah, if you know, you know. That's all we'll say.
Yeah,
but
not gonna go into more detail.
Yeah. So I mean, Ubisoft Forward didn't have.
I'll
much
play it.
else.
Obviously, it looks interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll play it, but like it's there.
I haven't played it. I think I haven't played it.
I mean, I'll play it in the sense that eventually I'll play it because eventually I end up playing most Assassin's Creed games.
Well, they usually you can get for like they eventually go on sale for like $7, like Black Flag.
That's why I eventually play all these Assassin's Creed.
Like Black
games.
Flag, I think right now it's like $5 to $7.
Those Black Flags, you can give them an empty can of Coke and they'll give you the damn
pretty much game at this point.
Black Flag for free at this
but
point.
You remember at one point, Assassin's Creed was like selling millions of copies. Like they were selling like hotcakes. Like you couldn't keep them on the shelves. Now it's just kind of.
Oh yeah, it was the house upon which Ubisoft was built on.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play eventually, but we'll see.
The only other game, I feel that I think Ed Underground mentioned it. And I think I looked at it. The Power Ranger beat 'em up game looked fun.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
But it's one of those games where it's like so hectic that there's no way I could even. I'm like still stuck in like Super Street Fighter 2. There's no way I can play a game as fucking insane as that.
Yeah,
that's pretty fun.
I'm not that hyped about it. I mean, I know Ed Underground was sitting here like, we gotta play this. I'm just like, we play it, we play it. We don't, we don't.
Yeah, we played. There's the only other game that stood out to me outside of all these showcases. There was a game called UFO 50. Do you guys check that out? Independent game. It's like you know how they do a collection of like the what was that rare replay? Remember rare replay? You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about?
Which one?
Rare replay.
Xbox thing.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know it.
Okay, well, the idea behind UFO 50 was a fictional game studio that has existed since the 80s, and this is a collection, like an anniversary of all like 50 of their greatest hits. None of them ever came out, but they're games that are like would have been released on an Atari like and an NES like and an SNES like, and they have their own legacy, and there's a connecting story about the publisher. So it seems like it's like a deep dive game, but it's 50 fully made independent games inside this like collection for a fictional studio that never existed. I thought it was a cool idea.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty damn cool.
Yeah, look up the trailer. I think it's got like hidden shit in it.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, I think that was the games week. I know there's a whole bunch of other shit to talk about, but Nintendo has yet to have their show. I think it's late June, they said. So we'll be talking about it in a couple weeks, I think, hopefully.
Hell yeah, we'll
guess what?
be talking about all the sweet HD remasters. they're
Or
doing
were
now.
we talking about fucking what's
Switch
that one
2,
game?
baby.
I know that stupid
Dragon Quest.
and Sword.
Dragon Quest.
It's not Dragon Quest. It's
Flame something.
Emblem.
Fire
Emblem.
Emblem.
There you go.
Granted,
So
if
there'll be
you're-
a new Fire Emblem game for sure, and the second is
It'll
you'll
be
have a
20
bunch of HD remakes.
Yeah, it'll be 45 minutes of Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem. This is Fire Emblem 35.
20 minutes of HD remakes.
You've been waiting
then-
for Nintendo. Here's 45 minutes of Fire Emblem.
Fire
And then
Emblem.
they're gonna announce like some fucking retro thing priced at $600, which Darkside of course will immediately purchase.
There's a
Pre-order.
sucker
right,
sucker born every minute.
Let's put our bets right now. It'll happen at the end of this month. Odds on Switch 2 announcement.
No.
No.
You say no?
No.
Tuner, no. Ed?
Next year.
But I'm
It's a
asking
no or
announcement.
yes, Ed.
I'm asking announcement. Will they show it?
Yes.
I will say yes too.
I
will say
split
they.
50-50.
I think they'll announce. I'm not saying.
surprised.
I'm not saying it's going to come out. I'm saying they're finally going to announce it. But I mean, I could be wrong. But
We've
we'll
been
see.
let down so many times with that stuff.
You know, with Nintendo, it's a fucking coin flip.
Well, actually,
and so
it makes
50-50
sense.
makes sense.
Because
Yeah.
Switch
here's
came
the
out
thing,
what,
no.
2018? So it kind of makes
but it's
sense.
fucking
The
Nintendo
way
logic.
Nintendo is gonna do it is they're gonna announce it randomly,
Yes.
not in a show, not just
Yes.
in a random like
Yes.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
On a
just
Tuesday
whatever,
afternoon,
because that's what
yeah.
Nintendo does, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
it came out 2017. So
All right. Well, can we have our fucking ignorance here and like ignorance is bliss and like, let's just like Ed and I are gonna exist in Fantasyland where we're looking forward to Switch 2. So
I think Switch.
I'm
I think
looking forward to it too.
yeah.
I wish I
they'll do it
played
next
my
year.
Switch more than I do. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they'll
think
do it
it'll
next
come.
year.
I think it'll come out next year, but I think they'll announce it. So
Well, the
we'll
Switch
see.
if Switch 2 comes out, one thing I need to do, I need to finish up my I need to beat the second Zelda. I need to do that.
Yeah.
And then I need to play Bayonetta. And that's about it. I think there's nothing else out there that really grabs my attention. There hasn't been no new.
You know they're gonna. Here's the fucked up thing. When Switch was announced, when Switch was announced, hear me out.
Mhm.
They teased Metroid Prime 4 in a trailer. Like
Yes.
not a trailer, a logo.
Yes.
Right? We're talking about Switch 2 being announced.
Yeah, and they still no Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, and I hope they bring the same logo back, and I hope they do the same thing for Switch 2 as a perfect fuck you to all of us who've been waiting. It's beautiful.
And we'll see. We'll see. So you think that Metroid Prime 4 will be the release game?
No,
for Switch?
no. Of course not. I just want them to show the
Just show it. Oh, okay.
static
The
video
logo.
they showed from 10 years ago.
They
Show the
showed
same logo. Coming
JPEG.
soon. Yeah, the JPEG.
Coming soon, 2037.
I hope
No,
they,
no.
That'd be
No date,
awesome.
Ed.
That'd be awesome if they did it, but in such a way like someone did like a printed out the the logo of like
Yeah,
Metroid 4,
yeah.
but it's been crumpled up and someone just photocopied it. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, remember this game? Well,
Or it looks like somebody like used like a fucking photo editor and just cut out you can see the edges of the logo.
logo, yeah.
Like just stuck. Like,
It's so shittily cut out.
yeah. They
The
literally
cut,
cut it out of the Switch 1
Like,
trailer.
Yeah,
you
like
guys-
even like the photo exposure is
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah, like I was saying, like they try to photocopy it, and like the exposure is way overexposed, and then like, yeah, guys, this is all the budget that we have for Metroid 4. But here you go, it's coming sometime in the future.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. But talk about how anything is possible. Moving during our transition over to our second thing that we're going to review today, which is the Acolyte.
Do we even have time for it? Do we even have time?
We
for
have
this?
plenty of time for it. Which is Star Wars: The Acolyte. Talking
Episode
about
3.
how things are. Episode 3. Talking about how things are possible, making the impossible possible. Star Wars: The Acolyte decided to throw a doozy of an episode towards us this week, and not in the ways that they thought it was probably going to go down. So I mean, who wants to kick us off for The Acolyte?
I'll do it.
All I know
you're not
is
going first.
that
No,
Black
I'm doing
Girl Magic is literally real in this show.
Yeah,
Literally.
Black Girl Magic,
literally real.
And the thing is like this concept that is occurring in episode 3, with the witches. Bandito Mac, he had hit me up earlier this week. Me and him, we both played Destiny 2 at one point. Destiny: The Final Shape has come out, by the way. So
I heard that's a banger. I heard that's a banger.
I mean, I've seen the reviews for it, and some people are giving it 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I might jump back into Destiny, but saying about all this, there in Destiny 2, there's an essence called Strand. Strand is a green force. It is pretty much will given form, where you can be able to manipulate this green energy to do different things. You can use it to grapple things. You can use it to attack enemies, make grenades, all this other stuff. Yeah, you can throw Hadoukens, Kamehameha waves, everything. Every Strand is everywhere, but you have to manifest it. And he told me about this, and he said, "Hey, Star Wars has made Strand legit in their world from Destiny 2." I didn't want to believe him. I heard a lot of things about what's happening with the episode. Didn't want to believe him, and then I saw it in 4K,
Really?
and I was flabbergasted. They're bringing up new concepts. They're bringing up new things with Star Wars, which is, I mean, that's fair. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. It's just funny how they brought up how to explain the Force.
Everything wrong with it. Everything wrong with it.
All right. Okay. Ed, before you start regurgitating all the comments that you saw on YouTube or whatever.
Oh no! I have my own thoughts before I start seeing things and everything.
Ed, I just want to point out, before this episode premiered, you were already slamming on the previous episodes with the what was it, the fire in space?
Fire in space.
Yeah, fire in space. Legit fire and smoke in space.
Fire space has been in, I think, every Star Wars movie.
I mean, there's a million things wrong with
why we focus on the fire in space?
How can you burn down a whole village or whatever, or castle, whatever they're in?
Yeah, when it's made out of stone.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, you have legitimate gripes. I agree with you, but like, that's a good one. That's a good one.
There's another one.
Hold on. I know, but the fire.
No. The thread. They said, "Oh, you can't control the thread or all that stuff." And then all of a sudden, like literally seconds later, they start doing Hadoukens and stuff like that, controlling
they didn't do
the
that.
thread.
They didn't
do the thread.
They didn't do that.
All I know is I thought it was hilarious that they were Hadoukening the kid.
Yeah,
to their face.
But the thing is, they weren't actually throwing it.
Oh, come on! What are they doing then?
They make their hand symbols.
Airbending.
Right? They were making hand symbols. We say Hadouken as in they were just doing the hand thing from the side. Yeah. They were doing this from the side, but they weren't actually throwing anything and so forth. So
this whole episode is as if Kathleen Kennedy took her big, fat, sweaty balls and just marinated it all over George Lucas's face. This episode was a mockery. They castrated my boy, Anakin, because he's basically not special anymore. You can make the Force into whatever you want. I'm sorry, the thread into whatever you want now. You can make twins and triplets and whatever out of lesbian lesbian witches. I'm just saying, this whole episode is a mockery of Star Wars. They messed up my boy Anakin. They castrated my boy Anakin. Nothing is sacred in this, whatever you want to call it. It's basically, what's the best word to say? It's basically, what's that girl that made this Acolyte? I forgot her name. Kenley or something like that. I forgot her name. It's basically a $180 million therapy session. That's all it is. This is nothing to do with Star Wars. This is not Star Wars. This is a CW show. This is a Lifetime show. It's just a political agenda field message. It has nothing to do with Star Wars. They could have used the sisters after the name, the Night Sisters. They could have done that. That's more towards the Force and everything like that. But no, they got to make this whole BS bullcrap thing up and call it the thread and stuff like that. Every Star Wars game, every Star Wars movie and series has used the term or the idea of the Force. Even people who don't use the Force have used the Force. Freaking Han Solo doesn't even believe in the whole Force and stuff like that, but he calls it the Force. He has respect about it.
Did I miss something? What are we talking about?
I don't know what he's. I don't.
Isn't the thread? Isn't the thread the Force?
The thread is the Force, but they call it the thread.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Ed, what are you upset about? Like, I'm kind of you keep you're talking about things, but you're not actually. What upsets you?
They freaking castrated my boy, Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker was how?
Yes, how? You keep saying it, but how?
These so-called witches made twins by using the Force.
I didn't see that happen.
But the thread. You didn't see it happen, but they said it.
They didn't say it. They didn't say it. I waited for this. I waited for this exact moment for Ed to say this because I literally knew Ed. No, they did not say that. They did not say that.
Ed,
she actually the witch actually carried. I'm gonna tell you.
Ed, hold on.
I'm gonna explain it to you.
Just watch the episode. I watched it this afternoon. He watched it literally right before the premiere. I remember the line too, but I'll rest.
She literally threatened the head witch, the woman that carried the twins. She threatened the head witch and says, do you want me to tell them how you made them, or how they made them? You don't know. That's the mystery.
Oh, come on. Come on.
But Ed, did they what are you saying? Come on.
Does Anakin have a father?
No, he does not.
Okay, do these twins have a father?
Personally, I think Anakin does have a father. That skank was all over town. She just said shit, and we're buying it. I don't buy that, Anakin. I don't buy that at all.
Does Anakin have a father? No. Do these twins have a father? No. All right, so I don't know.
Do these twins have a father? It's possible. We don't know.
Where did they come from?
We don't know.
We don't know. We literally
the thread, the Force, or the thread. Now they call it now. That's where it came from. Where else would it come from? Darth Maul?
Well, we don't know. It's episode 3 of a series.
It's obvious where it came from.
So Bandio Max says. So he's like, I don't even know what you're mad about. Meaning Ed. Here, to be honest,
my boy.
They didn't say that. So you're upset about 3 you made up.
They didn't what?
Ed pissed himself. Ed pissed himself off.
100%. You're pissing yourself off.
In front of your face.
You haven't.
Ed, we don't have all the answers to what you're. You can't definitively say that.
Right there.
Ed, you're already upset about a problem.
I know you've Sherlock Holmes the story, and I'm very proud of you for doing it.
It's not that difficult.
It's not that difficult.
I agree.
Ed, you are literally came up with a theory that you're seeing online. First off,
No, it's not.
yes,
No, I
yes,
gathered that
you're already upset
I
about
saw this
the stories
episode.
that were came
I
up
saw this
when
episode
they
on
had
my own.
interviews in the past. You're
I
already
already
upset
knew this
about
all
that,
down.
and now you're upset
No,
about
no,
episode
no,
3.
no.
It was some theory that you don't know what the end of the story is going to be, and you're already upset about it.
Oh,
Instead of saying
come
like,
on.
"Hey, I'm just going to
It's
see what
not the end
happens."
of the story. This is how these sisters came to be. They're from before the thread. It's the same thing as Anakin. Anakin had no father. Anakin
So
was.
you don't think that there's a mysterious? They were talking about it
They
fairly
said
mysterious.
plain out that there is no father. They said it twice
I
when
so
they had
you believe that? You believe
goofy
that?
ritual when
I know
when
what you're
the
saying. I
hold
know
on,
what
no,
you're saying.
when the evil Jedi, because they're evil now apparently, came in and said and stopped their goofy ritual, the two ladies said they have no father.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, who else would it come from?
anyone could say that though.
Oh, come on.
What I think is
Literally
crazy.
anyone could say that.
Oh, come on.
But I think
Anakin was the only person in Star Wars history that has no father. He was born from the
Okay,
Force.
all right. So we could agree with Anakin, but like these characters were literally created 3 episodes ago, and we're in an origin story
From the
for them.
thread.
Yeah, but we're literally there's
What's the thread?
it's the Force.
Okay, so how did they get birth? How did they become? How were they created?
We haven't. It's clearly going to be answered in the series. Their origin
It's
is a
already
mystery.
answered.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
It's right
okay.
there in front of
Hold
your
on.
face.
All right,
They
then just
said it
here.
in your
Okay,
face.
here, Ed.
Come on. When I
Okay,
first saw this
Ed,
episode,
just hear me out. Ed, please, just listen.
hold on. Hold on. If I
All right.
say oh, I know how to use the thread and all this stuff, and it can't be controlled. By the way, I'm going to control it by Hadoukens. All of a sudden,
Okay.
I carried her.
Sure.
I created them.
But
How did you create them?
okay, but do you
What
not
other
get?
power is there to have?
Do you not get the idea that they're a cult? They're like
Yes.
they're a
They're a wannabe nice cult.
Ed, just can I just talk a little bit? I just want to talk about what my thoughts of the episode could be, possible theories if you want to listen to it. So this cult believes that what they're doing is correct, and the Jedi what they're doing is wrong, and they are on opposite ends of the same thing. They call it the thread, they call it the Force, they call it Buddha, they call it Jesus. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, it's 2 different perspectives. They're tapping into different parts of the Force, and they feel like they own it, and they feel like they own it. Obviously there's a manipulation of this group that's happening, and like a cult leader, this is the vibe I'm getting. There's a cult leader kind of mentality where, it happens in our culture. Like, somebody says, "Oh, I'm Jesus," or I'm born from a star angel," or something like that. They'll tell you what, but the reality is not the reality of the situation. The read I got was they have created these children through some kind of process, but I don't know if that would be without a father. I think they're probably
What was
something
it?
else.
Scissoring? Was scissoring or something? Because
I don't know. I haven't seen the episodes yet, but I think that I would say that they will answer that because they made a point to talk about it. With Anakin, they don't need to talk about it because it's implied because of the weight that character has in the series. With
just
these
like this, huh?
characters,
Implied.
with these characters, it's not implied because these characters are new characters and you're literally telling them the origin. So I think we'll find out what happened in this fire. Obviously, that's a big mystery. And you will probably have to you'll have to confront. You think about the villains and how did she survive? I assume those other people from that cult survived. And you will get the answer to where these characters, like how they were created. I would put money on it. I guarantee you. And it's not going to be like they were just manifested. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it is some kind of like process, and they're using it to manipulate their sisters into thinking that this is like cults do. Like, they're manipulating.
Not even that. I mean, this goes back.
Cult, like
I'm just
everyone in the history of what 40 years of Star Wars, everyone who has either used the Force or knows about the Force or doesn't even believe in the Force has called it the Force. And has
no. I've read
yeah,
novels where it's not called the Force.
what is it called? The thread?
It's not called the Thread, but I think in what's the novel Heir to the Empire? There's like cultures that existed in the universe that are tuned to the Force, but they've never met Jedi. They've never met
Yes.
anything, so they know what the Force is. They can, hey, I know what the Force is, but they
What
don't
do they
call
call
it.
it then?
I read that in
It,
high school. It was called like the Source or something like that. But it
Yeah.
was like
They
it
call
was.
they call that's actually, I think that's what it's called, the Source. They don't know, they know
I
what
don't
the
know.
Force is. This is the problem with when you don't read books, people. Yes, they knew that
that's like the
I'll
people
do
that
it.
wrote
they
this
knew that
Acolyte.
they knew that the Force existed. They knew that there was something out there that will allow them to do different things that should not be possible, but they didn't have it known as the Force. And I don't think it's improbable to believe in a universe so vast that people will call one thing something different than what other people call it. So yes, while other people call it the Force, they can call it something else. They call it, hey, the people call it the Force. We see this as the thread. This is what connects all life together. I don't think that's nothing really horrible about that. On top of
Even
that, even
their
on top of that,
definition of the thread
let
was
me finish.
wrong.
So on top of that, this is what the thing that kind of gets me with Star Wars fans, especially people who are just bare bone Star Wars fans, like they just watch the movies. Go ahead.
Creamcast. Okay, just give me 1 second. There's a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 names for the Force in the Star Wars universe by different cultures. You know, Unity, Sorcerers of Tune. I mean, like they call it the Sight, Life Wind, the Great Presence. Like they're different cultures that all know what the Force is, but they don't call it the Force because the universe is big.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
unknown.
It's
There are
not
parts that, like, I mean, the parts that Ahsoka went to, like, across the, whatever
literally
barrier she
outside the
crossed.
universe.
Yeah, the Jedi don't exist there,
She
but the
went outside
Force
the
is there.
yeah, she went
Well,
outside
as
the
you
known
did
universe.
here,
So it could be
so
called the
evil
Thread, or it
apparently
could be called the the whatever.
The thread
So
or the source,
cotton ball,
but
fucking.
the point what I was gonna say is that even with Anakin's birth, right? Anakin's birth, even in the novels, they talk about a little bit more with Darth Plagueis and so forth, where that the fact that him being born as a Force baby is not something that it can necessarily be isolated just to him. That the process of Shmi being pregnant is not just a situation where she just had the Force give necessary by herself, nothing else involved with it. That she got pregnant just completely by herself. Yes, is Anakin technically be a Force baby in and of itself and be completely separated?
he is a
Sure.
Force baby.
Yes, but the thing is that it takes outside forces to work on that, and there's
So
current theories,
what outside forces were
and
there?
there's current theories in the novels where it leads enough people to believe that in the novels that either Darth Plagueis or Palpatine himself was is actually the
Yeah.
father of
Yeah,
Anakin. So in either case,
theories,
Yeah.
but
so it's theories. There's nothing.
theories,
That's a lot
but
of things.
it
Yes, a
was
lot of
never
things. Yes.
proven.
Yes, and the same thing with this. You still have a theory, and you're upset about something that you don't even know even remotely was
No,
going
it's
to
not a
happen.
theory. They
So,
said themselves that they
so
created them.
Yeah, but
I created them. I carried them. That they said it right in front of
yes,
our faces.
that'd be like Shmi saying I carried Anakin, another person saying,
That's a
well, there might
bold
be.
thing to do, to say I created them, I carried them. Like, and they said it with confidence. It wasn't like, oh, maybe I created them. Oh, maybe I carried them. No, they said I created them.
yeah, they
I
believe
carried
it.
them.
They
Yes,
believe it. Yeah,
yes,
they
but
believe
Yeah.
it's
it.
a different
Yeah, it's a
faction.
cult.
So
And
it's
then
a
I think
cult.
it's a
Yes.
cult.
Do you not know
they
how
had
cults
to
work?
witness the birth. Like, okay, so there's no father, right?
That's how
Okay, so
births work.
there's some chick creating two kids out of some random girl's belly. Oh,
Ed, wait, so
So you're
two women can have a child in our current real world society, right? You can You
Two women
can.
cannot have a child in our real world current society, and
Yeah, you can.
apparently you can in the Star Wars universe
Wait,
now.
hold on. I'm not take out the science fiction right now. In reality, right now, a woman can take her eggs out of one woman, put like sperm from a donor into that egg, and put that egg
You're saying what you're saying
hold
with a
on.
male sperm.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
saying
with the male.
sperm.
With I know. Hold on,
I'm
just listen
saying
to me.
two women
Fucking
cannot.
fucking.
You're not listening. I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying. I know
Yeah,
what you're
you've said
saying.
it several times.
I know what you're saying.
Let him finish.
I know.
You had to use a male seed to do that.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
Okay.
I was gonna
stop talking. Let Darkseid finish, and then you can rebut. Go ahead, Darkseid.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Creamcast. Jesus Christ. You can in our current world, you could take an egg from one woman, inseminate it with a sperm, put it in another woman, and both women can say, "I created that," because they both they're involved in the creation. Now, is a man involved?
Heresy.
Yes. Yeah, it is heresy, but is a man involved? Absolutely. But two women can say, "I created you" to the child, and your part of you is in part of me is in you. They're all right. You know what I mean? So right now, without science fiction, this is true. In the Star Wars universe, I don't know if they have the advanced technology we have in the Star Wars. It is in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Maybe they don't have artificial insemination technology.
They have battleships.
Cloning.
We don't have IVF.
Yeah. Well, I mean, cloning is much easier than doing.
They have
insemination.
mass cloning on a
they have
mass
cloning
level,
and all
like
these
on a
things, but they use the
manufacturing level.
Or the thread.
Right.
They use the thread.
But Ed, do you understand what I'm saying? When someone says "I created you," and you carried them and I created you, that could still mean a million different things. And I'm just talking about our world, not talking about fire space universe, Star Wars, where
space.
anything is possible.
Like Death Star blowing up. Like Bandito said it before. He's like the Death Star blowing up. Did Ed get upset about? Did Ed walk out of the theater? But you saw he's like, God damn it, Death Star! There's fire
Ed,
on the Death Star.
I know for a fact Ed walked out of the theater in 1976 when he heard sounds in space and saw lasers. He was out of there. He's like,
yeah, this is before I was born. This is when I was just a part of the Force. Before I was.
Especially when Ed was really furious when the Empire was like going over the speed of light, but somehow time remained constant.
Yes.
I have no idea how that is.
Time flowed perfectly.
But you brought up in the real world, two women can create life by using a male seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the Star Wars world, two women can create life using the Force.
In a sense, what limited information we know. Yeah, but if a kid asks,
how many times has it happened?
If a kid asks today, like is two moms, like lesbian moms, if he asks, "Hey, who created me?" They can both say, "We created you," because they're right. They're not going to talk about the anonymous sperm donor.
See, but you're going to the real world. Here, go into the Star Wars world. How many times did it happen in Star Wars that a person has been created without a father?
Probably billions of times, because they should have more advanced technology than us, right?
How many do we know that has been in records of Star Wars? How many do we know?
I don't know. I could probably Google that. I found 15 on just the name of the thread. So.
Anakin, who was
prophesied. Which I don't buy. I definitely think
Anakin, who is I'm talking now. Anakin,
Emperor definitely slipped it in.
No, hold on.
Let Ed finish what he's
I'm talking now.
I'm trying to help you out. Shut the fuck up. All right,
Anakin,
God, dude.
Who was prophesied to be the chosen one.
Ed's cutting himself off.
Yeah, he's like cutting himself off. Like, I'm talking. I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to help you out. So Darkseid, shut the fuck up. Like, damam. I don't know what he said now because he's just.
I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, he's just ranting at this point.
Yeah. But the thing is, so the one thing I think that the cool thing about this is that we haven't talked about in the books. So in the books, they like with Dark Plagueis, right? They've discussed that Dark Plagueis is like kind of the father of like doing very warped experiments with the Force and so forth, and it's been heavily implied that the reason Anakin was born was because due to Dark Plagueis' experiments. So
Hold on, pause. No, it's not. No.
You don't.
He,
Okay, all right,
he
go ahead.
Dark Plagueis tried to do it, but he couldn't. So the Force said, "You know what? F you. I'm gonna do it myself." That's what the Force did.
Isn't that what I just said?
No, you were saying that Dark Plagueis was implied that he did it.
No, I didn't say that.
I'm saying that the Force. No, the Force is
That's
basically
not why I
saying
said it.
you can rewind that, and you were saying that he implied to do it. But go on.
It's implied that from his experiments, that Anakin, the result of that was how Anakin was born. Not that he actually did it, but that is implied that due to his experiments, that was reason why the Force reacted as it did for Anakin to be born.
Now, where did you read this?
This is in one of the canon novels. I forgot which
one. Okay. Now,
time ago.
I read a fan fiction where he put his dick. Definitely, it's me. That's how it happened.
I heard that there was some,
and a Wookiee was there too.
Because what you would call it rape is the forcible seizure of items from somebody. So yes, that's where actually the Force came from. Dark Plagueis is out here just
I think you may have been reading a different fan
fiction. Yeah, my bad. That was Rule 34.
Apparently the thread is now giving out orgasms because in that whole ritual there's the power of one,
Jesus Christ.
Power of two.
This is
the power of many.
This is.
I did like the.
Please back this up.
I did like the sing-songy way they did that.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing.
As far as let's get back to the episode.
Please.
The episode itself.
We are. That's in the episode.
Well, I think no, you're nitpicking things you don't know about.
No, that is in the episode.
I know, but it's
Did you watch the episode?
I did.
No,
and
the thing is, did you watch the episode?
Yeah.
I feel like you read.
I think Ed might have seen the whole series. I think he's making some conclusions.
They chanted this for what, a good 10 minutes. The power of one. They said it like what, 5 times? The power of one.
And
the power of two. The power of many. Then randomly it gets quiet. Then some girl says, "Yeah."
And it's
like, what the heck is going on?
Right. But it's like I'm trying to get an example here. I can think of. It's
Did
like
you really watch this episode. This was atrocious.
Right.
This is the Forbes said this is the worst Star Wars episode that's ever been made. Like, I agree with that. Like, holy crap!
Of course you do.
It's a load of bull crap.
Yeah, no, this is not the worst Star Wars episode ever made.
No, it is. This is the word. Like, this makes what is it called? The Force Awakens look like an historian or something.
I think people like you forgot how bad the Book of Boba Fett was, and
the Book of Boba Fett.
God, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, the Book of Boba Fett, and then also remember how bad Anakin what's his Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan
is a piece of shit. I mean, this is not that great, but
this is terrible.
I mean, like
there's
pretty.
Let's be honest. This is bad, but this is not the worst than the Book of Boba.
No,
this is nowhere near Book of Boba.
Well, I think people.
This is the word. The acting is just terrible. No offense to the kids. I'm sure
the acting on Book of Boba was great.
What the
better than this?
That was everybody was bad in Book of Boba.
Ed, you are
at least in the Book of Boba Fett, there was some acting going on.
Ed, do you remember the spin?
He doesn't remember the spin. He doesn't remember the death droids.
That was hilarious. I'll take a spin over this crap. This is terrible.
No, it's not that bad.
No.
You can't argue with people. You can't argue against people with this because when the people do this, he just like when you want to have an issue with the story, you'd be like, "Oh, well, this sucks." But then the thing is that I don't care if he's talking. You people don't look at Book of Boba, and they all of a sudden if they want to hate something, they're just gonna hate. They're just gonna hate on this. But then when he totally forget about the Book of Boba, how bad it was, which is crazy to me. It's just like, how can you hate this, but then think the Book of Boba was good? Which is crazy.
Yeah, you know what's crazier is also
delirious.
What's crazier is also even says
I'll let you talk. Let me
castrated his boy Anakin. I think.
Yeah, they castrated my boy Anakin.
I think nothing could castrate Anakin more than the Obi-Wan TV show.
No,
already
I
did.
like the Obi-Wan
Anakin. Like that was the worst fucking Anakin.
But
like the
remember,
fight.
the dual lightsabers, the colors. Oh my god!
duality.
The
Oh,
duality.
Lord.
Anakin became weaker of a character to me. Like
They
it
casted my
hurt.
boy
It
Anakin.
definitely hurt Darth Vader in my.
They made
Casted
Darth
my
Vader.
boy
They
Anakin.
made Darth Vader into a bitch.
It made
But
him
then,
into a bitch.
but all of a
So
sudden,
that's the
boy
bigger that's the bigger crime than this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No,
that's
this
when
is
they turned
terrible.
them into
This
a
is-
grass type Pokemon.
No, this is
Couldn't go into fire, remember?
Right? No,
the
yeah.
word.
But yeah, no. I mean, going back to the episode itself, like I said, I think the episode, like the look of the episode, still I like it. I think it's way better
Terrible.
than Book of Boba Fett. The direction is way better than Book of Boba
I
Fett.
can't believe you guys are defending this right now. This is absolute trash.
I mean, I'm not going to say that the episode is great, but I will point out when things are good.
So is it trash or not trash? Is it yes or no? Is it trash or not trash? This is
No,
terrible. Have you
don't-
seen the full episode?
Yeah, I
The
did.
power of one, the power of two, the power of men.
Yeah.
Many. Oh God.
Oh, it's a Freudian slip there. But
Yeah.
yeah. No, I would say that I like the first
I'll watch
two
the
episodes of the Acolyte. I like the fighting, and I wish there was more that hand-to-hand combat. When the series like switched back to the current timeline, I hope they have more of that like fighting style, because that was the best thing about Acolyte so far has been the fighting.
I don't think you.
I thought the fighting was awful.
You didn't like the hand-to-hand?
No,
Yeah, it's
like the on the first episode, it was the corniest thing I've ever seen.
But
I was waiting for them to like rise into the sky as like 100 doves with, like, flying behind them or something.
But see, that's
Oh,
different.
like,
That's the
oh,
kind of shit I
God.
actually like. I was like, okay, because I knew they were gonna whip out their lightsabers. This is so the same old shit again. But I like that somebody.
Believe me, I
Force
would
in a
have
different
complained too
way.
if it was just a boring old lightsaber fight. But yeah, I
You would
mean,
have been
I
playing.
still don't think it's the worst, but it's still bad.
The problem.
Yeah, see, Bandito Max says, "Nah, I agree with Darkseid. I thought it was at least shot well. There weren't a lot of cuts."
The problem is when you have two people fighting.
Yeah, all right. So now we're gonna, man, that's scraping the fucking bottom of the barrel for a couple of
Oh,
times.
we are scraping. We are scraping.
But no.
It was
But
very
okay,
well
can
filmed.
we say
the color correction was?
It's two different actors, right? You have a young actor. This is why I always know is you have a young actor and an old actor, right? You have Trinity, Carrie Ann Moss, with you know Amanda's whatever her name is. I forgot her last name, but you have a young actor
Dumb clams.
who can shut the fuck up. You have a young actor who can move a lot faster than an older one. It's kind of hard to portray that kind of kinetic movement, right? It's kind of like how you see like I always go back to I'm thinking Matrix. Like if you see old Keanu versus new Keanu, not in the same category, right? So that's
not even close.
Not even close. So the thing is like if you're trying to do
he still moves
fu,
great for his age, though.
No, he does move great for his age.
Look,
but he's not
older than me, and he is in
better shape,
way better, like healthier. You can
that's
see like when he moves.
But I mean, that's the bar is low. You talking
the bar is low.
No, that's what you scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, you can say the same thing about all my neighbors.
Yeah, that's like Green Tier talking about scraping the bottom of the barrel. That's literally scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
But
wait, you guys don't think I'm a tier 1 operator level?
Yes, you're fucking Ninja Warrior.
I call you the machine, baby.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I seen you go.
Yeah, every time I see a sports event and a football player that spent his whole life, training and drops a ball, I'm like, I could have done that.
Yeah, I could have done that.
I could have done that every time I see it on TV.
Dana White has
How could you drop that? I would have caught that.
Yeah, you probably have like your jerseys, whatever, framed from high school. Like, yeah, back then I was the man.
I'm stuck in my. I wasn't even good. I was like a bench warmer.
You have a Letterman jacket on. Doesn't even say your name on the back. It just says something like.
It's pristine, and they're like, it's a replica. No, it's game worn.
Yeah, game worn. It's not even your name; it's someone else's name. It's like, but yeah, this could have been me. God damn, if I would have made the league. No, these fights are okay. Like we haven't seen those since episode 1 and part of 2. The problem is, I think a lot of times when you pair up young actors with older actors. There's a dynamic shift for like their movements, and it's kind of hard to make that dynamic unless like movie magic happens or the person who's old is significantly in better shape than a typical person their age. So I'm thinking back
Alright.
like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, right? You have Chow Yun Fat over there with opposite of Michelle Yeoh, and they're sitting there and they're already pretty old at that time, but they were in significantly better shape than the average person their age. So that's what I'm thinking when I see Wire
Alright,
Fu.
no,
That's where it should have been.
Okay. Well, I say fuck all that. This is what I'm talking about.
It is cool though.
There's an Asian guy standing right there, and you know he's gonna do some cool shit. I'm talking about the show.
Oh, okay. I was like,
There's an Asian guy usually typically right there,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I'm waiting for him to whip out some cool moves, and I know he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Maybe give him 2 episodes. He's probably gonna do it in 2 episodes. That's all I'm saying. I know I appreciate the lack of lightsaber to lightsaber. I want some good stuff like that, but like I mean, I thought it was refreshing. The first 2 episodes, the combat I thought
It
was
was.
cool. I want them to do more shit like that. I like her fighting the Jedi as that assassin.
Yes,
I
that was
like
cool.
that.
That was cool.
I like that. I want to see more like Jedi taking on a challenge of a competitor that's not a Sith. Like, show me more threats to Jedi that are one-on-one using, like, now we know, using the thread, using the source, using the light wave or whatever other shit's on here.
Or deception.
There are probably tons of people out there that can stand up to the Jedi. And I
Yes.
like, show me that shit because the
In short,
history is big.
yeah, in short, I just want to see somebody. I just want to see different fight styles. I don't want to see just freaking either somebody has a fucking lightsaber and they're doing, you know, the lightsaber battle like on the lava, like they're just spinning their swords back and forth like zoom, 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 zoom,
Now
zoom,
that's art
like,
style.
no.
Dude. Careful now.
Yeah,
Careful
I know, but I
Wait,
remember,
all right,
I remember.
well, to be fair, that was like a prequel mainly, where they went like, for some reason George Lucas had
They
like
went
a
hard.
super hard on
Yeah.
for people
Hard.
like were like spinning in the air.
Yes.
But like
And it was
once
just
again,
ridiculous.
we saw the
No,
fight.
that was the style of the time.
When we saw the art, the fights, the original fight that was what Dooku and Anakin was supposed to have, which was fucking awesome. But because of his fucking age, they got Count Dooku.
Christopher really was like, "Fuck that."
Yeah, he was like, "Nah, let me just go like zoo, zoo, zoo," and that was it.
Yeah.
So the thing is that we're
I'm
trying
surprised
to.
they didn't CG his ass.
They
did in 2 where he fights Yoda. Like that's.
Did he say he didn't want that?
That's true. Yeah,
He said that he didn't want that. But in either case, like
You shouldn't have cast fucking Dracula for your fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean, this man was about to turn to fucking dust back then. Like, holy shit. But all I'm saying is that ultimately the fight styles were. I wish there was more dynamic fight styles. Now in this episode, we didn't see shit. There was no action.
No, we didn't know. There's no fighting.
Now if Ed and the rest of the incels out there were saying like this was a bad episode, I'll say this is a very boring episode. This was not, and I had to agree with Bandito, and Bandito agrees. This is a boring. This is not a good episode whatsoever.
All the Star Wars fans agree this is terrible. This is
Ed Underground. I got something.
Mockery of Star Wars. This is a mockery for the privacy of Anakin. This is mockery of Star Wars in general.
Did you have that same energy for Book of Boba Fett? Did you have that same energy for Obi-Wan?
Yeah, I didn't like the Book of Boba Fett. I like Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
I mean, I don't know about it being a mockery of Star Wars, but it was definitely it was a bad episode for sure. Yeah. It was a slow episode also for sure.
Yes,
and I will also say that Ed pointed it out, like, you know, the fire in space is stupid. I won't criticize that, but
that's been around forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fire burning down a whole
the fire.
rock.
Yeah, but I think that hold on. The implication.
Hold on, no. I'll let you guys talk. The way it happened too.
But I didn't even finish what I was saying.
No, just let Ed rant. Let's just let Ed
I didn't
rant.
finish talk to it either.
Okay, let Ed rant.
I know, Ed, but like, okay, what I was just saying, real quick. I was just gonna let me finish my sentence, and then you could take it over. What I was saying is, there's clearly a part of that temple burning down sequence we don't see, which we will probably see in the more flashbacks. We'll see what happened to the people.
I agree with that.
There's a room that they both walk in where the both like bridges collapsing. It seemed like there was some kind of power source that's just like going nuts. I don't think she started the fire that killed everyone. I think that there's a bigger thing that happened. We'll probably see in more flashbacks. But that was stupid for sure.
All right,
But
Now,
whether
Ed, go
so
ahead. Go ahead, bud.
so I do agree halfway of what you're saying that something else probably happened too. I can kind of see that.
There you
But
go. There you go.
no, I don't
I'm
agree.
proud of
It's
you,
something to
Ed. I'm
agree with.
proud of you for
Oh
that.
my goodness. But
Good.
the way it happened is so terrible. The way it's written, having a sister all of a sudden, oh, I love you. Literally the next moment, oh, I want to kill you, and then like just burns a book and then lays it down on a rock door. All of a sudden, it starts to burn up, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden
that.
you go to the next scene, and then the whole place is burned down, and
Yeah,
not one person who uses the force, the thread,
the
can
thread.
stop it.
Yeah, yeah, but
That's terrible.
thread users can't stop fire. We know that it's well known
But they can
issue.
push 2 or 3 women
Yeah,
to
and
the
they can
ground.
Hadouken you point blank in the face.
Yeah,
That's
they can't.
true.
But
Okay,
they
but
can't.
in that
I
same argument,
you know,
then
still talking,
why don't you
but they
criticize
can't
Darth
airbend the
Vader?
fire down.
Because he had all these force powers and he was still weak to fire. He couldn't put fire out.
No, he couldn't. But if he has,
Darth Vader can't put fire out.
Darth Vader's so scared of fire.
Yeah.
he's just scared.
He's so scared of fire.
So why don't you criticize then?
No, that's cool. Shut up. Anyways, listen. What were we saying? Yeah, it's a shitty episode. You can't
It's a
defend
bad
the episode.
episode.
It's a bad episode
mean,
of
to be
a
honest,
show.
So far,
But
the show's
it's not-
pretty lame too.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
show's
it
lame,
is.
but it's not. Let's be clear.
It's the
not
worst.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
It's not the worst.
Obi-Wan
I'm not gonna
Kenobi,
say it's the worst.
sorry, Ed.
I don't like the
Yeah.
show.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Ed, I'm with you. I think the show is stupid.
Yeah.
I think the fight scenes are badly choreographed. They're way too corny.
Mhm.
But at the same time, you can't be honest. I know why you're doing it, Ed. I know why you're doing it. But in all honesty, you can't say that this show is worse than Book of Boba. Book of Boba was literally like
Destroyed Boba
grinding
Fett
to sit through it.
It
No,
destroyed
I
the
agree.
legacy
You
of
guys
Boba
remember
Fett.
how much we
I
hated
agree.
seeing every episode of Boba Fett?
Yeah,
It was like a
it's
chore. We
horrible.
didn't want to see,
Yeah, I didn't like Boba Fett, but I'm saying this is bad. Boba Fett is better than this. At least Boba Fett,
No.
there was a character
You're
that I
out of your
knew
mind.
from No, I'm just saying that at least there's a character I knew from childhood that had some kind of written concept of a story, and it kind of made.
But they destroyed him.
I
They
wasn't done.
destroyed
I
him.
wasn't done.
There
I
was
wasn't
no
done.
story. They
Well,
made all
I
that
wasn't
shit up.
done. I wasn't done.
They can't talk about
I wasn't
castrating a
done.
character. Boba Fett was
wasn't done.
destroyed in that show.
Yeah,
They
Boba Fett
robbed us
wasn't-
of Boba Fett. That's a
Boba Fett
way
was
worse show.
destroyed. Boba Fett was destroyed, and
Yes.
this show destroyed Anakin.
They raped
Destroyed
little
Star Wars
baby
entirely.
Anakin.
They castrated my boy. That's my favorite character in Star
hold
Wars.
on. We don't know for sure. They could do more damage. So let's give them we could give them time to maybe they could destroy Anakin even more. So let's give them time to do that. But what we can definitively say, we can't say anything with Acolyte because it's not done yet. But what we could say is Book of Boba Fett destroyed the legacy of Boba Fett as a cool character.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
So I think, in my opinion, so hear me out, and I think what we're all agreeing is Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, is way worse than this because it took something we cared about and brought it down. I don't give a shit about anything in Acolyte, so this means nothing to me. But Book of Boba Fett is a bigger affront, and it's worse, and it's boring. That's the biggest thing. How could you take a character as cool as Boba Fett and make it boring? So
because my favorite character is Anakin. My favorite character is Anakin. So they basically castrated my boy. So that's how I'm feeling right now because they messed up my boy. Yes, they messed up Boba Fett too, but they messed up the chosen one, my boy.
I know what you're saying, but Ed, this is why I can't agree with you because I think you're wrong about what you think.
The Force being impregnated is.
Yes, you're wrong. There's something more to that.
We don't even know how it's done. We don't even know. You're making assumptions.
Ed, there's definitely something about the two twin characters that is a mystery of their origin. That is whole part of the story. Yeah.
Let me get this straight. You think there's something else involved to creating these twins, but when it comes to Darth Plagueis and Palpatine,
Oh, right on the money. They had a hand or whatever in creating Anakin, or rather, they influenced the Force to do it on its own.
I don't know anything
That's
about what
fine.
you're talking about with
That's
Anakin
fine.
or anything. I'm just saying. All I'm
That's
saying is,
fine.
I don't have any clue what you're talking about. What I'm saying
There,
is,
there are theories out there about Palpatine and
sure.
or
I didn't
yeah,
ask you to tell
those are
me,
fine. Those theories are fine and valid. But when it comes to
Ed. I'm
two
not.
witch chicks
Yeah.
who clearly say, "I created and
Yes.
I held in my stomach,"
Carried.
that can't be it. There's got to be some girl in a different universe who did it or whatever. It's not those
I
two.
don't know
It's
about that.
What's
All
Ed talking
I'm
about?
saying is we don't know is what I'm saying, and I think that there's more. With Anakin, you're not going to know because that they don't want you to know. With this, I think they definitely they they want you to know because there's an enticing. There's the origin of this cult, what they
Is
were
there a
trying to
third
do.
wheel then?
No, but they were trying to do something, right? This cult was trying to do something, and these children were part of some kind of something. We'll find out what it is. But the
In
origin of
every
these children
it's
was part
said.
of. No. I know. I know you think in episode 3 you know everything, but we typically there's misleads and there are things that happens in stories where it expands the story more. And you happen. I'm trying to give you an example
Oh
of
God.
something. It's a very common thing to happen where you think, oh, this thing is happening early in the series or book, and then you find out later with more information, wow, it was more information has been
There,
revealed. It
there
wasn't
is
that.
no there
Wow.
is no other source or book or whatever. This is it. The Acolyte is the first of its
I know.
incarnation of whatever.
But
And
there's
but
more
Star Wars
episodes.
has
More
been around for what,
episodes.
40 or 50 years, and
Right?
it's been known that the Force created Anakin
Sure.
using a mother. There's
Sure.
no father. That has been
Sure.
known for 40, 50 years.
Sure.
There's books behind it.
Sure.
If there's movies, there's books, there's series. This is the first time ever in Star Wars history
Yeah.
that someone has come out and just said plainly, "I created them
So no
and
one
I bore
in
them."
all of Star Wars history, no other character has claimed that they were manifested from the Force. Claimed?
Yes, there is no
No,
other character
no
in Star
other
Wars history
character has ever claimed.
besides this Acolyte thing.
Creamcast, you have Google at your hands fingertips?
I'm partaking in Google right now. What's up?
Can you Google what any Star Wars character who has claimed to have been manifested by the Force? Who has claimed to have any in all the expanded universe ever claimed? I'll say claimed.
That's not fiction.
That's not what, Ed?
That's not fan fiction.
Oh, that's not fan fiction. Yeah. It's in some kind of book or series or show. Because that's like you saying somebody, no one can ever say that they're Jesus when we know that there's a guy down the street right now who's nuts and he's claiming he is
Hold on.
Jesus.
Anyone can say they're Jesus and all these other
Right.
things, but
Yeah.
there's only one person that was created without a father.
Right. But okay, in the world of Star Wars, I agree with you. But anyone can claim that
That's
they've
what we're talking
created.
about, the world of Star Wars.
I
Are we
know.
not?
I know. Yeah, we are talking about the
Yeah,
world of
so
Star.
in the world of Star Wars, there has been
in
known for only one person
uh-huh.
before the Acolyte.
Yeah.
There's only been one person that was created by the
Yep.
Force without a father, and that was
True.
Anakin.
True.
And
But
now there's this abomination.
true, but anyone can claim that they were created by the
So
Force.
okay, but they plainly say I created, not I thought I did, or maybe, or maybe I did. They said with boldness, I created,
And
and
how
the
did they
other
do that?
lady
And
said,
how did they do that?
I don't know.
Right.
Who else was created by
No. I didn't
without a
ask you. I didn't
father?
ask you who else. I said how did they do that? You said you created them.
What would your
How did
first
they
thought
do
be?
that?
What would your first thought be?
I'm asking you.
The Force or the thread.
Okay. And how did they use the Force
Because
with the thread?
it's in the Star Wars universe. If you're saying
true.
that in the Star Wars universe, then your first thought would be the Force.
Okay, but
Would
how
it
did they
not
do
be?
how did they do that? How did they use the Force or thread?
I don't know, maybe do some more enchantments. With the
Stop!
power
Stop
of
right
one, the
there!
power of two, the
Stop
power
right
of
there!
many.
You answered.
Boom.
You just answered the question at the start of what you just said. I don't
They
know.
use the
That's
force.
it. I don't know is the answer.
No,
You said
they
it came
probably-
out of
they
your own
could've-
lips. You
They
don't
could
know.
have sat. They could have sat down and said, "Hey, force, make a child." Boom. We didn't know how exactly happened, but we know how it was done by using the force.
No, I don't think I'm getting information from untrustworthy characters.
Oh, come on. We saw them use the force throwing Hadoukens.
I know, but Ed, do you
After the
understand?
fact that they said that they can't use the force for whatever, the force is a thread. You don't control it. They literally said you do not control the thread. And then literally seconds later, they start controlling the thread. They start doing Hadoukens and
Yeah, but that's like saying you can't control the will of the
it's
force.
so contradicting.
No, I don't think you're just thinking about it correctly.
They control the will. No one can control the will of the force, apparently.
Exactly. There you go. So there you go.
Yeah.
Wait, so what
It
are
just-
your Blurs, guys, for this last episode of Star Wars?
This episode
I'm
is so
gonna
stupid.
go ahead and I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 10 as well.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4.
Yeah.
And Underground, what's your score, bud?
I give it a 1.
You gave it a
Okay.
1. All right.
Yeah.
We're not
Obi-Wan,
that far
hold
from
on.
each other. Yeah.
Obi-Wan got 61% by audience. Book of Boba Fett got 51% in audience.
I
really
don't know how
don't
many times
care
I gotta
about-
tell you it.
I
I don't
feel-
care what
I
people
feel
like
think.
you're
I only
going-
care about
The only
what
opinion I
enjoy.
care about is right
Yeah.
here, bud.
And the thing is, you gotta look at these. You gotta look at these. This is where something I'm thinking you're lacking at. Critical thinking. The reason why the Acolyte is getting review bombed to hell is because people like yourself and people who are going to hate the show no matter what they do. It doesn't matter what was going to happen with the show.
Yeah,
You're gonna hate it.
this show
You're gonna
was
hate it
never gonna
regardless.
win you over,
It's never
especially
gonna
with
win you
like
over.
the cast and everything and all that stuff. I'm like, there's no way they're gonna win that over.
And the people that review these shows and they're going to review bomb it, they're not going to review bomb it if it's bad. Like if it's just simply bad in their mind, they're gonna be like, no. They're just gonna be like, oh, they're not gonna waste their time reviewing it. But when they feel like they have something to fight against, right? Like, you know, the one thing I kind of wish, oh man, I really wish we would watch The Boys, because they bring up a really great point about this, is that if you want to bring people over to a cause, have them fight against something. You don't want to tell them, hey, just to let you know, like, this is just gonna be mediocre, or hey, you know, your viewpoint just sucks. You know, maybe, hey, you have something, you have to rally them for a common cause, and you have to get them riled up to fight against something. So the people who are going to these shows that are just getting review bombed to like 10%, they're just being review bombed. That's just all it is. So you got to use some critical thinking.
That's not all it is. That's all it is.
Sure.
It's actually it's written very badly. The dialogue,
Sure.
the dialogue between the two kids is so bad.
It's bad. You're
It's
right,
bad.
Ed. It's bad. It was real
It's
bad.
bad.
It's
Yeah,
bad. We're not gonna say
I
that.
hated that.
Kid
No,
actors, kid
it's not
actors are
being-
not good
No, none of them are
Yeah.
good. It's not being review bombed. It's
unless
just
you're
bad.
fucking Steven Spielberg. You're not gonna get a
Macaulay
good
Culkin.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
bad. It's
Well,
terribly
and-
written.
Okay, so-
There's so
and so
many,
when you showed
there's
us-
so
was-
many plot holes.
Was it the
So it's not being
Rotten Tomatoes of
reviewed
the
bombed, it's
episode,
just
or
bad.
was it for the series? Is the episode
That was
or
the
series?
that was the episode. Cribcast.
No, the results that you gave it.
Oh.
Repeat the question. What?
Well, the Rotten Tomatoes score that you gave, was that for the episode or was that for the series thus far?
It looks like that's the series so far.
So you said the series people are saying is a 16%.
Yes.
The series itself?
Yeah, that's I
Yes.
mean, that's once again common fucking sense, Ed. Nobody's giving it. There's no way that you think the Acolyte, especially for the first 2 episodes, is 16%. So on an average, out of a 10 is 1.6. That's ridiculous.
It's still pretty low. It's the lowest out of all the
Hey, I
other
think
ones
you're.
I mentioned.
But this is why I don't even start. I don't really want to engage in conversations, and because we can't have a real dialogue. If you think that the Acolyte in of itself, the entire series so far, the 3 episodes, is worthy of a 1.6.
Only 3 episodes we've watched.
No, yeah, just off the 3 episodes, you think this is the equivalent of 1.6 out of 10? Then that's why there's no point in having a conversation with you with this, because then we're not obviously seeing the world in the same lens. If you take that, that's what you that doesn't make any sense. This is
Well, and
not
the
a
crazy thing is,
1.6.
I think we agree with it that it's not a good series. The
Yeah.
point where we're disagreeing is that we know. I don't think Ed's aware, but we know why Ed hates this show.
Yeah,
And
he's-
he can't go get past that to realize that it's not the
No,
worst. We're not saying it's a good show. None of
I
us are
think
saying it's a good show so far.
Ed is criticizing it for the wrong reasons is the problem.
What is that?
We
What are these wrong reasons that apparently I have?
because you should criticize it for the things that I agree with you wholeheartedly. Is the dialogue is not good,
Yeah,
the
that's-
acting is
that's what I
not
said.
good.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but there have been worse things in Star Wars history that I have seen.
Oh, yeah, there have been bad
Okay,
things. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So I agree with you a lot of that, but I think the number one thing I'm disagreeing with you big time is the you're really hung up on this Anakin thing, and my only answer to you is that we don't know, and I strongly believe that there's more to those twins' story. I don't think they're just like going to be, and I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll accept it. But I believe, because since this is episode 3, and we're talking about that early, just from common sense, the fact that there's more to this cult, there's more to what they were trying to do. There was just clearly something they were after, which we will find out as the story goes. Remember, this is episode 3. I think there's more to it, and I think you need to just don't worry. Anakin is still Anakin. Nothing is wrong with Anakin. His legacy is fine. I think that this is just you're jumping to conclusions, is what I'm saying, and you're judging it a little harshly. Judge judge it on the merit that it's a bad show, yes, but judge it, but unfairly criticizing the plot where you don't know where the plot is going. I think
This is their origin. But this is their origin. They went 16 years back into the past. This is their
Take
origin.
us out, Ed. Take us out, bud.
Am I wrong? Hold on.
buddy.
Am I wrong? Yes or no? Is this their
Wrap
origin?
it
Yes or
up,
no?
buddy.
Their origin. This is their origin. This is it.
But
That's their origin.
what about the origin? Why you keep saying that? What's the point of you saying that?
What if they did this like in the present day? Okay, yeah, then I can agree with Darkseid. Like, oh, there must be more to it. But no, they purposely went back 16 years into the past. This is their origin.
16 years.
Yeah, they said 16 years. 16 years. This
16
is their origin.
or 60?
1-6.
Is it 16 years?
Oh, okay, 16 for the characters.
Yes, for the two characters.
Okay, I'm sorry. So Ed, what were you saying?
This is their origin.
Yes, yeah.
It's
but we're still,
like,
but they're still telling the origin story. It's like reading the first 4 pages of Amazing Fantasy 15 and being like, oh, it doesn't make any sense. We're like, dude, get to the fucking end of the book where you realize that's how he becomes Spider-Man. You're reading like the first 5 pages and freaking out. Like, relax, bud. There's more to the origin.
When Qui-Gon Jinn met
Ed?
Smee, whatever her name is, and she said, "Oh, there was no father."
Mm-hmm.
They eventually found out it was by the Force, correct?
I don't think they ever confirmed that.
They confirmed it. They did. They did confirm it. It is confirmed in the movies. Now,
is that
true? Now, yes, they confirmed it in the movies. Now we're in the past, way before Anakin was even brought up, born, whatever, maybe even prophesied. I don't know.
I don't think that's true. I think that they've never, like, Qui-Gon Jinn is considered to be like a I don't want to say, like, he's considered to be like a little crazy for
he was a heavy believer of the prophecy.
Yeah. But the prophecy was not something wrong, but it was not widely held as like the reality in the Jedi culture.
It wasn't, but was he wrong? Did Anakin not fulfill the prophecy?
I wasn't there when she was getting plowed, man.
But the thing is, and technically he didn't. I mean, a lot of people still don't believe that. It's only until recently that people started to be like, oh, technically he did through Luke, but in of himself, he did not fulfill the prophecy.
No, Luke is the catalyst.
All right.
It's like if someone prophesied.
What's a catalyst? What is a catalyst?
The object or motivation for someone to move another object or whatever.
Oh, well, almost. Almost.
You know,
and
but you know what?
you
I,
almost,
wait,
you
what?
almost
If you
had
know
the
what it
fucking
is,
Webster's.
if
You almost
You
had the
almost-
Webster's definition.
Sagacity. I mean,
you're
it's
not
like
you're not
this.
using it correctly, but go ahead.
Let's say someone, I don't know.
You gotta admit, it sounded right in the beginning.
It sounded like it was right.
No,
but
let's say
Fucking
someone
Webster's.
named, let's say someone named Alex, born in Ohio on a farm, and someone like told him, "Oh, you're going to get Protestant or whatever. You're to be the best president of the United States." And then that person actually goes to school, tries to, be the best and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, people say, "Oh no, you suck. We don't want you here." Blah blah. So he goes into drugs and whatever. And then someone down the road says, "You know what? I believe in you. You can be the best president in the world. I see greatness in you." Blah blah. All of a sudden, that person just, "Oh, okay. You know what? Let me try again," and becomes the best president of the United States.
Cool. Take us
He
out now.
fulfilled the prophecy, but someone had to help him out to do it.
Sounds good, buddy.
You
Take
probably-
us out.
yeah,
Anyway.
this is like a whole level of delusion.
Anakin,
This
it
is
was told that Anakin would bring balance to the Force, and he did. He killed
Take
Palpatine.
us out,
All
buddy.
right,
It's
you heard
late.
it, folks.
Yeah.
Vote for Anakin for president or some shit. I don't know.
Anakin for president.
All right, take us out, buddy.
All right, to the only real Star Wars fan on here, which is me, thank you for watching. And this is the 127th episode of the Blrd podcast. As always, you can find us on all major platforms. And you can also watch us here live and see our wonderful, beautiful faces here on twitch.tv/the Blrd podcast. As always, may the
Thread, the thread,
may the field, whatever.
the thread.
May
be
the
with you.
thread be with
May
you.
the thread be with you. Oh,
May the
God.
thread be with you, and you don't need a man.
Live long and prosper.
Don't need a man for that, huh?
You know what? I really believe that this episode would be like a tight 1.5 hours because there's not that
no,
much.
I
you
knew
fool.
this was
You fool.
and by the way, here I just want to throw this out there really quick, and then I'm switching out to the outro. It says Darth Vader number 25 confers Anakin Skywalker was the result of dark side midichlorian manipulation established to me Skywalker's will, performed personally by Emperor Palpatine. And for those who might wonder how Anakin could ever learn such an earth-shattering truth without suspicion of it being further manipulation by a Sith Master, the circumstances of the story help explain it. So that is what is in Darth Vader number 25. That is Anakin. His official, the father of Anakin is Palpatine and of itself.
And I'm telling you, he was
There's also a comic that
he was forcing
manipulating that womb with that dick. Is what I'm
forced
saying.
it. He's like, move that womb to the side.
He got the force jizz.
Yeah.
You just see it traveling in the air.
Guys, blur
like
you
a
later.
snake.
I'm a scientist, damn it.
Blur you guys later.